And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Beecham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa de 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised.
The Jeff Beecham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
JJ, Jeff, you want to kick this thing off? Because I'm still trying to process everything here.
Yeah, it's like,
who wants to go first?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
Well,
Come on in. It's open mic night with your host.
you could maybe say there's really 4 topics, but it's split into 6.
The Renegade, JJ Williams.
The Sammy and Eddie Kingston thing, which one's the better smelling turd?
And his panel of co-hosts.
I am founder. We'll call me that for today since we're going with the Jeff Jarrett love theme here this week, according to JJ.
The West Coast Professor, Jeff Meecham.
Karma is karma.
That's professional wrestling! Damn it!
The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
It's showtime! Yeah! How you doing, JJ? How you doing, Jeff?
James.
Yeah.
And the He-Man, James Hebert.
Imagine Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, Paul White, the Baldies! There you go! It's Cells
God.
Get in there!
Short his ass and shit the bed.
He's not Amber Heard.
Give it time, JJ, give it time.
Now, I'm sure Jeff has some stuff that...
Dumb move. Just don't pull this bullshit again. You get one.
Tony needs to stop caring about the ratings.
Bradshaw said as long as the ads are in place, we're not going to lose that third hour.
Ring of Honor does not have to be AEW Live. They don't necessarily have to coexist with each other. We kind of saw that tonight to a degree.
Along with a panel of guests.
He is no longer glorious. Don't you bring that up. You want me to rant about what my NXT used to... No, we are done here for the night. I swear, James.
Because you never know who may show up for open mic night.
I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's about damn time.
Amen!
I literally touched everybody in the state's trash. So it's horrible, you guys.
Peyton's new thing is Dennis the Menace, but it's funny because she calls it Dentist the Medicine. And
that's great.
When Elliot Taylor came out and did Born for Greatness live, I was popping my pussy, having a great time. I didn't care. I was having so much fun.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
Football thing. We got it on wrestling, and then you bring in that shit. That just how the fan goes off the damn rails. Brilliant, brilliant.
We're here.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of the Saturday Night Shenanigans that are Open Mic Night. I, of course, am your host, your moderator extraordinaire, the renegade of wrestling, JJ Williams. Hoping everyone is having a tremendous Saturday evening, late night. Hope y'all aren't too sloshed like the man whose name is on the marquee, Jeff Meacham.
Hey. It is Saturday. My kid ain't here. I ain't got anything else to do. And damn it, I had a day. So I'm having me a vaccine, by God. I'm having me a whiskey ginger. And I'm enjoying myself. And I'm a grown-ass man. So, and plus, the opening made me giggle even without the drunkenness. So I'm okay with that being my Saturday, by God.
That's fair. I mean, everyone's entitled to it, you know.
That's it.
It was only a week ago where I drank on back-to-back nights. So, you know, if the founder of the feast, if you will, wants to have a frosty beverage, who am I to deny him access?
Yes.
How are we doing this evening, Jeff?
We are doing great. It's Florida. The Florida Panthers just advanced to the Stanley Cup for the second time in as many years, third time overall. They will face whoever comes out of the Dallas-Edmonton series. And Jay, you'll appreciate this probably more than a lot of folks in the chat room. Even Marshall, who's coming back for the first time in a few months. Good to see Marshall. Good to see Safetta in there. Good to see 38 people already. You love to see that early on in the show.
Right?
I did, man. We had a big turnout for dads in the middle of the afternoon. So shit, I'll take it. Like whatever.
We don't have anybody on Datilla's Twitch account right now, but every other channel has got at least one person watching right now. That's
there you go.
Outstanding for this early in the show.
I'm on the phone, so I can't see that stat. So I appreciate you keeping up with that. The computer's at the house, and that's where it's going to stay because it's a piece of shit and it made me mad. Anyway, you'll appreciate this because we are, as of now, 5 minutes away from a point in history 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, on this night, at 8:10 Pacific, it would have been 10:10 where the Kings actually were. They beat Chicago in Game 7 and advanced to the second Stanley Cup final they had in 3 years. So I am celebrating the anniversary with this as well because we are 5 minutes away from that anniversary. So they're not in right now, but go Kings, go forever.
There you go. Well,
my God.
We'll go ahead and bring in our other panelist right now. Another avid hockey fanatic as he continues diligently working on his uncle's hockey documentary.
Yes.
The He-Man James Hebert doing the Princess Wave.
Yes.
As we're taught in Disney.
Yes. The Princess Wave, the Royal Wave. Documentary due out now in 2027, give or take. So, you know. And we can't hear you because you have muted yourself yet again.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's a royal wave. By the way, have you guys seen that preview of part 1 yet? By the way,
yes, I watched it. It was very, very delightful. It's good to know there's more footage than we've seen in the trailer for the last year. So that's awesome.
Oh, trust me, I'm not even close to scratching everything on that footage. By the
way,
no. I'm not even close.
You told me how much footage there was. I was like, dude, make a sequel.
Right?
Get the shit out there already.
Yes.
And then start working on the sequel.
Yeah, that might be what we end up doing, or we might make a bunch of sequels YouTube style and kind of make it like a documentary YouTube-ish edition. But documentary first, and then we can cross that bridge when we come to it, because that way, we're going to have a lot of
the documentary, the standard hour and a half to 2 hour, whatever you've already got in the queue. Then you do the Peter Jackson 15-disc set of the one movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's all the behind the scenes of what you saw in the documentary itself.
Well, Tuesday, the series launches on Vice. Who killed WCW? The follow-up of that will be what killed James Hubert, the damn documentary making.
Yes.
This process literally killed James, but it was worth it because documentary is good shit. Pal.
See, the funny thing is, it's definitely not stressing me out because I'm having a blast with it. Like, dude, I was so goddamn stressed last year. Holy fucking shit.
Right.
I have been more relaxed than I have been in the first time in a long time. So I take that win when I can get it, because
always
sure it lasts forever. But yeah, it was really good. I'm having a blast with it. But yeah. As far as that goes, we were miming in
yes.
So as the intro's going, Jeff and I are just fucking.
We're just sitting there mocking everybody. Yeah. We've literally taken the shadow casting the entire opening now, because that's how we get our shit going every Saturday. It's like we are laughing at our own damn stuff at this point. Like, damn it all.
Yeah, exactly. It could be worse. James, the documentary. I'm working on the documentary, dude. That's a meta that I don't even want to cross into. That's ultimate reaction content right there, brother.
That's so meta. Even Zuckerberg's like, I'm good. I'm good on that.
I don't even think that shit Facebook.
with the Adam Pearson mirrors.
Yeah, exactly.
Emmanuel, don't give him ideas. We still need James to produce stuff for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
I still need to replace that clip. The new Baldies clip, the new Baldies faction. I gotta clip that at some point.
That shit is still good though. Like the one you have on there is now good. We only need really one thing replaced. Actually, yeah, because we can leave fuck Belichick in there, because I'll always fuck him forever, wherever he ends up. But
always.
There's only one clip we need actually like replaced or hacked out. Other than that, the opening's still gold. So yeah, it's all good.
But yeah,
oh man,
fucking yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So I think we should.
I just love how we went out of last week's show. JJ was even talking about it when we were talking. He and I just went in the production room here. He was drinking back-to-back nights. I'm drinking a night. And we went out of the last week's show thinking, it'll be a slow week. By fucking Tuesday, it's like, it's not.
Not even
remotely. The WrestleMania hangover is definitely over, because clearly I'm not hungover yet. But
don't give yourself ideas.
Yeah, right. But yeah, we have a lot more to talk about than I was figuring on, because of what came out of last weekend. So
yeah,
it'll be good. I'm looking forward to. I always look forward to open mic night. It's one of those, it's almost become. I can never say cathartic, the word right, but it's okay. I'm going with it for now. Because inevitably something comes up on the day before where I have to have a conversation with people I don't want to talk with, my in-laws, and I just want to just kill things and break stuff. So it's like, let's just go ahead and vent out about wrestling, because Lord knows wrestling's enough of a stressor as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Despite Noah's attempts to not have us focus on the negativity of it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. The damn business.
He probably stresses out silently more about that than everybody else.
There's probably a reason he's not here. He's probably thinking, God, he's probably so topic list and went, fuck it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's on enough shows as it is.
I know.
Skip a week.
But we also have a busy week with the watch along next Sunday, because he'll be doing something predicting and the watch along for us without JJ, which is unfortunate because he has to work while NXT's in Vegas. So, Cleaver, doing what you do, trust me, like a lot of the food service people I have worked with or encounter have that reaction after their shift. So I feel you, brother. And that's a big reason why I'm also having the whiskey ginger. Like I said, I'm being responsible. There's nobody here but me, but I know how to get an emergency call out if I need to. I don't plan on getting an emergency situation drunk, but my kid's not here to ruin more of his life than I already have. So it's all good. It is all good.
There you go. All right.
I'm loving it. All right. So I don't know if JJ, are you there and just having your din or?
Yeah, I'm eating dinner.
Okay. Got
dinner,
it.
of course, got finished being prepared right as the intro is running. So I'm
That
sitting
is-
here
Ooh!
eating.
I hear a boop.
He's here. Speak
We
his
said
name,
his name, and
he
he
shall
appeared.
appear.
It's not Joe Hendry, who we're hoping may show up at Clash at the Castle. It is Avatar Noah.
Yes, Avatar Noah.
Hi, Noah.
I'm tired. Hello.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Noah Foster, the secret of water. If you know, you know.
Oi.
No, you know.
I forgot what Saturday nights feel like when you actually sleep during them under nothing but a Sonic Frontier soundtrack in the background and rain noises. Almost forgot this was a thing. Anyway, hello. Ugh.
Wow. I'm seeing Cleaver's comment. I'm going to go ahead and put it up. So, Colin, I'll ask you this. Would you prefer if I drank in your honor or if I had a mocktail in your honor after this? I'll do either one. I don't care.
Oh, Jesus.
So that sucks,
Is
dude.
this
Like that's
nice to see that nothing's changed since my 1 week hiatus, where apparently this show descended into madness.
Yeah.
So I heard.
the business itself descended into madness in your absence, Noah.
Well, what else is new? I stay out of the business, so what do I know?
Yeah. So
There you
speaking of which, we should probably get right into it. JJ.
Yes. So first topic for the week. AEW apparently had a bit of a triple gut punch as Adam Copeland is out with a fractured tibia. Thanks to that lovely dive from the top of the barbed wire steel cage last week.
Yeah.
And then over the course of the week, both Arn Anderson and Mark Henry said that they are leaving AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just not re-signing new deals or they want out, like that much hasn't officially been said that I've seen.
Right.
They're just ready to move on.
Yes.
How much is this going to hurt the locker room, do we think? Because on the one hand, you flash back to the CM Punk stuff and how legends were trying to help the younger talent, and some of the younger talent, like a Heyman, Adam Page, didn't think they really needed to listen to the older talent.
Yep.
But at the same time, you hear all these rumors about how Edge is a locker room leader and really well liked and respected around there.
Yep.
And was getting along with everybody. So it's like, I think the Edge part is going to hurt them more than Arn Anderson and Mark Henry. Mark Henry hasn't really done jack diddly shit for at least the last 3 months. Like, I don't even see him do the whole, it's time for the main event anymore.
Yeah. So to be
and
fair,
Arn Anderson has kind of been lost for a while too.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering if he's going to go back to the E and become Cody's manager.
Right.
Yeah.
And then to Matthew's point, I forgot about Jake Hager, but when he wasn't talking about his hat, what the fuck did he do?
And to be fair, Jake's wasn't officially announced by Jake himself, so we still don't know if that's a thing.
Exactly.
True.
Much like with Miss Lynch, but we'll get to that later.
So you seem like you're itching to say something on this, James. Go ahead.
So when it comes to Mark Henry, I will say from hearing Busted Open, he has nothing but positive things to say about AEW. I didn't even realize how much that dude was doing for the community outreach program. That was big. I didn't realize like how influential he was to that entire program. So like, Mark Henry is actually one of the unsung heroes when it comes to, the actually trying to have a level of not only backstage morale, but just company morale in general when it comes to these outreach programs. Like that's so freaking cool that he did that. Like,
yeah, Jake, and Paul White are like really spearheading that whole thing.
Jake Hager too?
No, Jake Roberts.
Jake Roberts, yeah, dude. That it like talk about a trio to really change a lot of people and try to help a lot of people, as many as possible. Like, good for them.
Yep.
They're freaking awesome, and knowing that Paul and Jake were involved in that, I'm sure they will do just fine even without Henry. But Henry was the one that led and spearheaded that and actually helped get it off the ground when he first came in. So, massive props to Mark Henry. Like he deserves his flowers, and honestly, he was probably the most peaceful release as opposed to the other one, which is Anderson. Because I don't know what Anderson was doing, but maybe he said something of what he was doing. Jeff, maybe you can enlighten me on that when you go. But he wasn't on TV, like JJ said. Last time we saw him, he was in a Ring of Honor match with, Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson when Brian Pillman Jr. was there. And before he fucked off to NXT.
Yeah.
So,
right.
It's really a shame because, God, talk about a guy who has helped so many people there, like, mentoring guys like Will Hobbs and, Cody when he was there. I'm sure plenty of other guys like Brian Pillman Jr., his own son, who I'm sure is not long for that company anymore either, eventually, if he's not already gone already. Like,
see, I'm pretty sure Brock's already left himself, yeah.
So it's just... Jade Cargill too. Like, there's so many people that aren't definitely helped along the way, especially when it comes to the spine on the pine and how to deliver it right. So, and God, all these years later, still got a fucking mean spine buster. So it's going to be a shame that he doesn't do that a lot anymore. I just didn't know if he did a lot of things behind the scenes and he was just kind of focusing on that as opposed to anything else. So, hey, at the end of the day, he was cool, but I wish he just did a lot more than he was able to do behind the scenes and beyond. So, There you go.
I'm going to request to go last just because of the prop I have, JJ. So,
I was going to say, it almost makes you wonder if with Arn leaving and if Brock is gone for a minute, maybe there'll be a negotiation for both of them to come to the E.
Yep.
Send Brock to NXT. And maybe you can even put him and Pillman back together again.
Yeah, they would be really good together, I think. They were already getting really good chemistry when they did that Crockett show.
Exactly, but
the
fact that he's not using the Pillman name, I'm not sure, they may go around it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I feel like if it was Pillman and Anderson together, it would gain more traction than Lexis Keane and Brock Anderson. You know what I mean?
Maybe because like Lexis came in with a big, amount of momentum, and then he had that one program with Robbie E or Mr. Stone and his guy, and then he's just kind of been there. So maybe not. It might look like a regression because the Horsemen are definitely a regression faction, but there are also one of the best factions of all time, if not the best faction. But maybe I'd love to personally see them go up against Dempsey and his guys.
Yeah, the no quarter cast crew. Yeah,
I mean, God, just having Regal and Arn on the outside there, just giving each other the evil eye. It's like I'm for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'd be down for it.
Could be interesting. Noah, what are you thinking on this?
It's one of those things where I feel like you just want either change of pace and see what you can do in a different environment versus if you feel like you've already done enough time as far as Mark Henry goes. So again, unsung heroes, kindness doesn't need a receipt. So if that's everything that he did, he felt that he did enough, then I wish him the absolute best in whatever else he chooses to pursue. As far as Arn Anderson goes, the biggest flaw with Cody Rhodes, he has a bigger baby face than anybody else in this business, and it's a deficit. So having a manager will definitely offset that a little bit, especially if the manager tries to influence him in any sort of way, whether it's his wrestling or his character delivery. So I think Arn and Cody getting back together would be an interesting plot twist. And then as far as Copeland, it's always a massive blow when you lose that locker room leader, / morale booster in the locker room, willing to work for everybody, talk with anybody, just an upright fellow. And at the end of the day, loves this so much. But again, Father Time tells you that you're not a judge you used to be. Don't dive off the top of a steel cage, bloody fool. So it's just one of those situations where, hey, hindsight's 2020. In reality, has a real easy way of telling you the hard way when you're fucked up. So I wish him all the best in his recovery, and I think it is a big hit for AEW, but it's going to be an even bigger gain when he comes back. Now, whether or not he comes back heel or face, remains to be seen. Either way, all three of these men contributed something to the company for the better. We know one's certainly going to come back, still with a lot more fun left in his heart. And the other two, I think they're still going to give other things to this business, just not signed necessarily to AEW. So I wish all three the best. Copeland in recovery, and Arn Anderson and Mark Henry, and wherever they go next in their journey.
I think that was another thing we completely forgot to mention was Edge in our diatribe, Jeff, is the Edge thing. But yeah, I'm not surprised he got injured off that. I figured he injured himself anyway, the way he landed.
Yeah.
But god damn. You look at that again and it's like, no wonder he broke a bone in his fucking leg.
Yeah.
He's lucky it wasn't worse, and Father Time does no jobs.
No, he does not at all. So,
except Peter Doyle, because he's gone now. God bless him.
Yeah, but all the best to Edge. You know what? At the end of the day, like, what a pro. And I know a lot of people are going to say that, but you could tell that was a spot that they planned. But he realized when, Malachi's wrapped in barbed wire, what else is he going to do? He couldn't do the elbow drop that he wanted to do. So he had to do kind of a Brett-style elbow drop and then land on his feet. So he actually hurt himself to protect Malachi. So
yeah, so good on him for that, for sure.
Good on him, man. Professional as always.
And you could see in the thing he put on his story, the promo, whatever, that he was telling about the injury. It's like you can see in his face. He's like, God damn it! It's like because he knew he's on fuck up. Like he's like
Yeah,
it's
but
more of a frustration thing.
The thing is, though, he's so joyful, jovial about it. It's one of those things where you lead by example. This happened to me, but you guys still keep going, and don't worry about me. I'll be back. Okay,
exactly.
But that's going to be a part of my daughters, and just keep smiling on the road to recovery. Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
And ever the gangster that he is, I mean, he's like, I'm not going for surgery right away. I'm getting through my daughter's birthday. Then I'll go
dude.
for surgery.
Yeah, man. That's
like, the dad, brother.
Like I'm willing to put up with this pain for almost an entire week before I get it fixed, because I'm not gonna be, laid up and missing my daughter's birthday.
It's like
be home and not able to do anything about it. Like,
right?
That'd be worse than being on the road. It's like I'm here and I still can't participate.
Yeah,
it's
not for nothing, man. Hearing that that his daughter is turning 8, and then seeing, I think it was Bree's post, Bree Garcia, that Buddy and Nicole's boy Mateo are playing t-ball. I'm like, no, they're not. They're still babies. What do we? No, wait, no. And I'm like, God damn, I'm getting old. This bullshit.
Yeah, I feel that. Dude.
I definitely need to give Bree some shit for that post when I see her at the end of the month. It's like, why you age me? No.
Why you age us?
Why?
Fucking okay. Imagine this. Edge goes to his birthday party. They have like this big bouncy castle, like big bouncy house set up, and he's like, all of a sudden you hear Edge broke his other leg. How did you do that? I did the same spot off the bouncy house. No, you did not. Yes, I did the same spot off the bouncy house.
The thing is,
that's going to be Jay and I for reasons.
You can't climb a bouncy house roof because a bouncy house is mostly enclosed.
No. We can. JJ and I can verify. You put Russell in a bouncy house. We are dumbass kids, and shit happens.
Bro,
so that explains a whole lot.
Bro,
I remember going to Liana's birthday, and she had a bounce house, and a bunch of the Battleground guys were in there putting on matches inside the bounce house.
How the hell does a ref count? The shoulders never stay down. They're always bouncing off the mat. That's not a regular match.
It's like Jim Hurt.
What? Randy Orton's shoulder wasn't down for Gunther, but Gunther still became king of the ring.
The biggest botch, blatantly by the official. Call it an audible. I call it bullcrap.
Bro, so we have this
getting
thing.
back to the topic at hand. Getting back to the topic at hand.
let's not go
Granted,
too
it
far
made
off the
for a
rails, all
decent moment on Dynamite.
Yeah.
But Manuel's point, why wasn't an audible called and given the title to Malachi Black if he knew he was hurt?
I know.
Yeah.
Hindsight.
It made for a good moment on Dynamite with the fallen angel Christopher Daniels finally becoming the higher power. But,
Wait, that happened on Wednesday?
Well, think about it. Daniels came out as the new authority figure. He's the interim general manager, right? Or the interim EVP.
Vice president.
So 25 years later, he's finally the higher power and authority figure.
Yep. He's not anonymous, but basically...
We've lost James.
Yeah, James's brain's broken. The bottom line...
James, remember in a brief moment flash, there was rumors that he was going to be the higher power before it was Vince all along.
I remember that. I remember that being a possibility. I know.
So now here we are. 25 years later, Daniels is now the higher power within AEW.
You know what he should do? He should go back to the gimmick he had in TNA in 2008. It's like, I am an executive vice president and I have a title.
Yes. That was a fun, big deal when Adam Pearce was like, all right, look, for all y'all that are complaining about me and Daniels being authority figures and like whatever, we're both friends and I don't care. Shut the fuck up. I was like, that's right, Peter. Right on.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that too.
I just love it that him and Aldis and Daniels are all authority figures because those guys just talk. They are such great talkers, such great promo guys. They're doing the thing. I love to see it. Anyway.
There you go. Back to the authority figure of Open Mic Night. So this is why I have to be back here. Go ahead, JJ.
Well, Jeff said that he wanted to bring things up and finish this topic because of a prop he had.
Yes. All right.
Do you have a Glock there, Glock Anderson?
No. Nay.
I passed in WWE.
We've been given the gift of the grace of a gift from our buddy Frankie Kazarian because he was on Busted Open Radio this week.
Yeah.
And I got as much of the clip as I could fit on here because I didn't want to air the clip because then I would have had freaking LaGreca after my ass, and I'm good on that for another year at least.
Copyright strike.
Basically. So Frankie said he was talking about there was a lot of good when AEW started, and there was a lot of good in the first couple of years that he was there. But then he said the negative stuff, just ultimately the lack of leadership, inmates running the asylum in a way, no real direction. I think there's also, at least when I was there, so there were stories that was presented. We'll do this, this, and this. Okay, but after that, what are you going to do? That was always a problem. It was always, I have a story for 3 weeks. Okay, then what? That's why I think angles are dropped so quickly and everything. And I just ultimately think, lack of leadership. In this business, you need that guy with the pencil where the buck stops. And I don't necessarily think that's the case there. It could certainly be a case of too much too soon for AEW also. I was astonished that it gained popularity so quickly, but at the same time, that showed that there was a portion of the wrestling audience that were looking for something different, that we're looking for an alternative. Good, bad, or indifferent, they were looking for something. Yeah, it was surprising that people took it so quickly, but at the same time, I think that we had a lot of goodwill. I want to say that I think the company had a lot of goodwill, and I think maybe that's finally running out amongst even their hardcore fans. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't follow it as closely as I probably should, but I think that goodwill is the sands of the hourglass are trickling out.
Yep.
Fair enough.
We have said that on this show for almost a year now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
But to have Frankie, who has been so good and so diplomatic about not saying shit like this out in public and amongst interviews.
This is the first time he has, right? Correct.
He got around being an outright dick and just burying him, and good for him for doing it the diplomatic way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Political.
And that kind of bleeds into the topic as far as the morale. Right? I mean, we've known, whether we've actually known or not, but it's been the worst kept secret in the history of the world, that the morale there is the shits.
Yep.
And a lot of it has to do with the people running the show, or as Frankie put it, the lack of leadership, the lack of direction. You have to have a guy that is the authority. In WWE, it was Vince McMahon, good, bad, or indifferent. It's now Triple H. You know, hell, even Anthem seems to be pulling their head out of their ass and doing what they did this week. We'll talk more about that later.
I still think it's the aisle, but continue.
Again, Scott D'Amore's release was bogus, but at least it looks like whoever is that person now seems to be working more toward cooperation with other companies, because what we got Tuesday, again, that's one of the things we're bringing up.
Yeah.
But you know, the morale is definitely a problem in AEW, at least from what we see on the surface, on the outside looking in. And you have a guy like Adam Copeland go down with a freak injury, which, like I said, he's 50. You don't need to be doing that shit. You notice whenever Sting did one of those crazy ass spots, it was always with a group, and he was always protected. Granted, Sting's 10 years older than Adam, but more than 10. But, you know, there was protection there because it was Sting. Yeah. Adam Copeland needs to be in that department. I'm not saying he's not a grown-ass man who can take care of himself, but, you know, the pride is a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you want to get something done, you're going to do it, and then you're going to end up, you know, screwing your leg up. But again, to his credit, he's being super dad, so good on him for that. As far as Arn and Mark Henry, those two leaving didn't surprise me. I love how the same week he leaves AEW, they pay tribute to Mark Henry on SmackDown. Haha, kind of, sort of, wink, wink. That was funnier than shit yesterday. Never trust a light-colored suit from a potential retiree, folks. Telling you.
For real, went from salmon pink to baby blue.
Yeah.
Control C, Control V.
Do not trust the light-colored suits. You see anybody that's been in the business more than 15, 20 years out in a light-colored suit, get the champion the fuck out the ring. He doomed. Throwing it out there now. Right, John? Right, Cody?
And I even called it. I was sitting here last night with Natalie, and the way he was raising the arm, I was like, I'm just waiting for AJ to clothesline the shit out of him. Because his right arm is free. Just give him one of those boom. And then like 2 or 3 turns later, boom. It was like, I said it. I knew it.
I didn't even need to see the clip. I just saw the phone and I'm like, oh, okay. So they're running Cody and AJ back Clash the Castle.
And honestly,
yeah.
I got nobody else.
It needs to be Cody versus Joe Hendry, damn it.
I was going to say, and we'll get more to this later, but if this leads to another Cody loss, get him in the fucking ring at Slammiversary against somebody. Just saying.
Agree.
It was anniversary 2 years ago in a clip because of the company anniversary. Damn it, make it happen. Anyway.
Yeah, Impact celebrating the 20th anniversary of TNA Impact this coming Thursday.
Yes.
Crazy.
Okay, when we go to commercial, I'm going to go get my old team and my cookie and another round of drinks because, God, I just got older again.
Yeah, you might want to get your walker, Jeff. Jesus Christ.
I found my cane today. I'm so happy my damn self. I found my walking cane. I might actually go use it. Anyway, Arn and Mark, it's Mark Henry. Again, even with the community outreach that he and Jake Roberts and Paul White, and I forget who else in there. Forgive me, y'all. I don't remember.
I think Emi Sakura is involved in that as well.
Very well could be, but that's such a great positive thing that does not get talked about enough in the internet wrestling community because we're also focused on AEW's bullshit. And Lord knows there's a lot of it to focus on, sadly. But I think Arn's process was kind of doomed from the moment he pulled that Glock stuff. We all found it funny. It was good. It made for great T-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees and, you know, the Arn Anderson shirt site. But it's like, maybe not in 2022, 23, but whatever year it was. But yeah, his son's not in the system anymore. Brock can do nothing but benefit from being involved with the WWE system. Get that kid over there, make it happen. And you know,
if Lesnar's not coming back anytime soon, pair Brock Anderson up with Heyman just so he can do the whole Brock Anderson.
Yeah, he's not there yet to be a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, you know what though? Arn was a Paul Heyman guy.
About Joe Henning.
Yep.
Cesaro when he was made a Heyman guy.
Yep.
Ryback.
Well, Skippy Flyback was never a Paul Heyman guy. He was just there. Big lumbering doofus.
Paul Heyman has had the success stories, And then he's had those guys who's like
Yeah.
tried to give him the Grayson Waller rub and it failed.
Hey, you know what though?
And I think Brock Anderson, with the way Heyman gets that guttural Brock, Heyman could get his ass over.
I mean, he got Brock Purdy over, so there you go.
Hey, you know what? Arn was part of the Dangerous Alliance, so
yeah,
there you go.
Brock can very easily fit in.
Have Paul create a new Dangerous Alliance to go up against this bloodline.
And never forget, Bobby Heenan was there too.
Tell you what, Brock Anderson, if she can get her PR back on track, Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte Flair doing something fucking else.
Both of them as a team would be
and Pillman Jr.
And Pillman Jr. Fuck me. There you go. There it is.
Oh my God. Could you imagine that?
Generational faction right there.
That would be absurd. Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte Flair, Brian Pillman Jr., and Brock Anderson. Yes, please. Check. I'm good. Yep. Let's go.
Yeah, that'll be a fever dream. But
that's me booking drunk as a skunk kids. Imagine when I sober up. Fucking watch the hell out.
Let Pillman and Anderson get the tag titles. Let Tessa and Charlotte get those tag titles.
Woo! Little Fargo strut action with all four. Let's go.
That's right. That's right.
And have Paul find his hand going into that familiar cramp.
Yeah. Or maybe.
They own the music. Why not? Just fucking play it once. People pop their Jesse. Anyway,
Def Rebel ain't talented enough to let that happen, let alone create something good like that.
So don't create something new. Use the horse of music. It's in the fucking library now.
The other thing too, Jeff, is you don't even necessarily have to limit it to 4. You could call them the Children of Apocalypse. Because remember, the original name of the faction was 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, the original that was just the line he used. To find something this dominant, you'd have to go back to the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
And Lord knows they were scary enough to be apocalyptic.
Oh yeah.
And hell, Ole Anderson's move was apocalyptic enough. Grouchy old fuck. Anyway,
so before we go to commercial, we do have a super chat that Josh has reminded me to get to, and you don't need to remind me, Josh. I do keep track of these things.
Yeah.
$2 super chat from Josh. Hey Noah, will you join Chase U?
You will. You will. He will. With these numbers keep going up.
We already have the deal in place that it needs to be $500 in super chats by the end of the year. No karaoke's, no game nights.
We're on our way though.
We're doing it. I mean, I need to go back and see what I've accrued since the May the 5th-ish edition of my streams, but I think I'm probably at about $100 on my channel alone.
I'm at least there too. So
we're almost halfway there, living on a prayer.
Put it this way: the way the payouts usually go out, we get most of them on super chats anyway. So figure if we make payout threshold each month, May, June. So May gets paid in June. So June, July, August, September, October, we'll be well good by December 31st.
Right.
Oh yes.
So yes, he will join Chase U.
And then
it will be a thing.
Ground.
Hey, as long as you rescue that single T-shirt to wear on the air after you burn it down, because that's going to be part of it. If you get
it's not.
Whatever it was.
The shirt's not part of it. The shirt's part of Thea Hale becoming champion, which is never going to happen.
So I'm saying if Thea Hale wins the championship,
never.
Yeah.
Never
if Thea Hale wins that title, you got to make sure you rescue that shirt before you burn the place down.
I'll burn it on air.
Well, that's the way to go it, because that'll draw ratings.
That's fair. I used the body line yesterday because I went there. I was hacking so bad, and I told the drummer for the LA Dolls, she was sitting in because the regular drummer was on a gig. I said, one of my favorite people ever I've met all the time, Roddy Piper, always told me, if you're going to die in the air. It's good for business. So why not?
All right. Well, good chat on that first opening topic.
Yeah.
And now we will get into Noah's favorite trailer.
Yes.
Because the watch along trailer has finally been updated.
Yeah.
Hopefully Noah will be able to pull himself together so that we can at least, get his reactions to the images and his traditional coming out of the video.
Yeah.
But
because there's more now.
Yeah, for real. Including some stuff that just got added this week.
Yes.
So check it out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Noah, do your bit.
I
No,
say, why James on the screen? Is James gonna stick last week? It's James me? Yeah, okay.
Do your bit and I'll mime you.
What? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Say the thing and know.
Say
the thing and James walked it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this should be entertaining. All right. Hey, all the wrestling, 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 all the professional wrestling. Damn it!
There you go. Jesus.
Don't put your day
It
job.
looked like a bad kung fu movie. Dialogue.
I should have done like the little.
It was
Yeah.
straight up
Here's
first
what should have
season
happened.
Rita Repulsa up in here.
Here's what should have happened. James should have just been like, the Japanese movies that are like a second delay, but you still see the subtext at the bottom. That's what he should have been like.
Oh, you mean stream latency?
Yeah, that.
Go Noah Foster. Da, 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 da.
I've been up since 7 a.m. So the fact that I'm confident enough to even do this is just something in itself.
There you go.
Well, we appreciate you being here. And to answer Daniel's question, despite it not being a super chat, it's going to be Noah and I.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be Noah and I, unless I last minute get scheduled for work that day.
There you go.
But that schedule is up right now, and I'm not scheduled that day.
Good deal.
Yep.
So as long as nothing last minute gets thrown in to be a monkey wrench, it's going to be Noah and I, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
You got a busy day, you two. Jesus.
But yeah.
It's normal for us, but that's part of coming with the territory,
It's great, man.
Remember back in the day, Sonny, when we said we were going to do less watch-alongs? Farms remembers.
Pepperidge Farm does remember.
I remember. I remember when I said I was gonna scale back. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I lied.
In 2025, we're gonna beat the record for this year. Mark my words.
Just since we last saw you guys, we've got three. Oh, I'm sorry, JD. Three more shows added. It's crazy.
Yeah. My goal is to find a day where we can literally do 3 watch-alongs in a day.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I'm game.
That would be absurd.
Think about it, and it's possible. Think about it. If we have like a Clash at the Castle, that's a 9, 10 a.m. West Coast start time, so that's over by like 1.
Yep.
Then we have like, let's say, a Collision Battle of the Belts.
Yep.
And then there's a New Japan stream that night.
Yep.
Like
Hey,
we could
Dominion.
literally have an event in a day where there are 3 watch-along events.
That could happen, actually. When's the
You know,
It's not the same day as Clash Castle. Never.
You know, with the way these other promotions frickin' cram stuff into WrestleMania week, it'll be a thing. The shitty part, if it happens next year, is that most of us are going to be in Vegas. So there won't be anybody to call the fucking watch along.
Dude, that happens. That happens. I'm doing the Shane Top fucking dumpster wizard impression. So, looking to enter into the multiverse of media, eh?
Yeah. Well,
I see many a traveler enter and none return.
I think because JJ and I kind of half-assed talked about this. I think it was yesterday before or after we went. I think it was before we went on the air yesterday for Dads. Is that the likelihood will be that for WrestleMania we will have some sort of like multi-room or Airbnb something where we'll have like a headquarters for the multiverse during that week.
Oh my god!
So if we're at the shows, then yeah, it'll be much more of a challenge. But if we don't go to everything or not everybody goes to everything, we'll have hopefully one or two people to call filling the event here. If it's one of those days where there's multiple events, we'll need multiple teams because we're all going to be dog-ass tired from screaming our asses off at event A or event B as it is. So
yeah,
true that.
The week of April 12th through the 22nd or whatever is going to be batshit. And I guarantee that whole three in 1 day thing will be very likely to happen.
Remember when on the day of TNA Hard to Kill and the battle of the titles that changed no hands happened on the same day, and we were thinking of adding a New Japan show to it? I remember.
Oh yeah, yep. And we were like, nah, that's a bad idea. It's like, yeah, now we're that crazy and that insane. We're like, yeah, we'll do it. Fuck it. Like, do you understand, people, how delirious we are?
or it could be a Clash at the Castle, a Collision Battle of the Belts type scenario, and Walter with the UFC.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing a UFC watch along right now. That's why he's not here. He'll probably be here once the show's over.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, James, before we go on to topic 2, I said this to the audience. Walter was in the audience yesterday.
Yeah.
The Sunday after Death Before Dishonor is the next Bloodsport. Just throwing it out there.
Let's go.
The 28th, I think it is, of July.
I'm ready to go. So, let's go.
All right.
The Rhea Goku one, I believe.
All right, sorry, JJ, you gotta add another one.
It's fine. We'll once we get a graphic. I told Walter once I redo the video after Battleground, I'll put his newest watch along for UFC in there. So I'll throw that in there too. Then it gives Jeff a chance to meachemize a graphic for me.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm all about this, and the Mission Pro thing for the fans out there. That's all my idea.
Yes, it is 100%. But
I'm totally down to do that. You know, especially since I can't do Battleground, and I'm about that. Like I was already bummed, and then Tuesday happened, and again, we'll get there when we get there. But I was already bummed I wasn't going to be able to do it, and then that shit went down, and I'm like, fuck you, Shawn Michaels.
Right?
Well, that's life.
Damn you, Shawn Michaels going for the Booker of the Year.
It wasn't even Shawn Michaels. I went real name. I was like, fuck you, Michael Shawn Hickenbottom.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
To be fair, hey, you know what? To be fair, that's probably not the first time he's been told fuck you. Kayfabe or real life.
Yeah. That's it.
This is probably accurate, to be fair.
Yes.
Indeed.
Anyway, on everything. Just find something to do on every weekend. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, you know what?
No rest of the wicked.
Seem to enjoy doing it. That's what matters. You know, it's like we always say. You always hear it said. Once it becomes a job, and it's no longer fun, that's when you stop doing it. And while in some ways this is a job for Jeff and I because we do make money off it, we're still having a fucking blast.
Yes.
So it's still way more of it's a hobby that we make money from.
Amen to that.
So that's my mentality on it now. So it's like, let's just keep going it. Let's just keep going because the more there is to do and present, the better.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I have such a hard time when there's not a watch along on a weekend because it's like, what do I do?
Yeah. I had that feeling too. I'm like, wait, there's not a watch along this weekend? What the fuck?
Nope. I sleep.
Yeah, you know what?
When there's not a watch along, Noah sleeps. goes to church, and plays video games.
Amen.
This is accurate. And then watch more wrestling.
And Jeff drinks, apparently.
There you go.
Jeff drinks on days that end with day.
That is not always true.
So
Wait,
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today,
I
yesterday.
drink every day.
The only day that he doesn't drink is tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes.
So are you saying, JJ, that he's going full Scott Steiner with the drinks? I get drinks 9 days out of the week.
I don't drink that often anymore. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Fuck, I die. Golly.
Think about it, Noah. Tomorrow never comes because by the time tomorrow comes, it's now today.
True.
But this tomorrow never comes. Well, she know how much I love her.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I always say, as good old JR says, tomorrow is never guaranteed. So I welcome today and hope for tomorrow.
True.
But yesterday, all our trouble seems so far away.
Yeah, true.
Except mine, because except mine's my in-laws suck a dick. Anyway, carry on.
The further and further you go, the closer and closer you get to insanity. So there you go.
That's right.
Well, getting into our official second topic.
Yes.
Kind of piggybacking off of the inaugural topic. As of today, if you believe the people out there that are supposedly in the know on these things, Rebecca Quinn is now a free agent.
Huh.
So, what do we see for Miss Becky Lynch coming in her very near future? Does she become all elite? Does she re-sign with the E? Does she quietly retire to raise Rue and maybe have another child? Does she just take care of Seth while he's rehabbing and then maybe we revisit things? You know, I'm curious to see what happens for her because the easy answer would be that she goes to AEW and takes Tony's checkbook.
Yep.
But then you run the risk of too much top tier talent, not enough TV time to utilize them.
Yeah.
You know, you've already got Deonna Purrazzo there. You've got Tony Storm. You've now got Mercedes Moné. You have the impending returns of Britt and Jamie Hayter. You bring in Becky too.
Yeah.
And while that looks on the surface like a stacked fucking women's division, you're not going to have time to use everybody. Then you've still got Thunder Rosa. You've still got, you know, Athena, who even though Ring of Honor Women's Champion is still on the AEW roster.
Saraya, Mariah.
Yeah.
Sky Blue, Harley Cameron, keep going.
Yep.
Exactly.
I was, no offense to some of them, I was trying to name the more top tier women. I was about to get to Saraya, but I don't consider Mariah Harley on that level just yet.
That's fair. Mariah's and Larai. Sky Blue, Julia Hart,
Yeah.
Chris Statlander, established.
Yeah. Those girls I see more in the TBS division as opposed to the World division.
Right.
So I was trying to keep that separation. But yeah, I mean, you still have, you know, a shit ton of women that already are sitting in catering most of the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to push Becky so hard that she ends up getting injured.
Yeah.
And you don't want her to be buried in catering either. So it's like,
not for the money she would garner.
No.
I don't know if going to AEW is the best decision for her, although you'd have two of the four horsewomen over there.
Mm-hmm.
If Andrade was still there, that might look a little bit more appealing to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Then you just have to worry about if and when they could do something with Bayley, but
yeah.
I think the realistic answer with Becky, and then I'll turn it back over to you, Jeff, and we can run the gambit. I think the realistic answer is she's going to take her time off that she was supposed to get after WrestleMania.
Yep.
That she only didn't get because of Rhea's injury and in case of emergency break glass. Which I still think that was bullshit in and of itself, because if the plan was just to get the belt to Liv. Liv should have just fucking won that battle royal.
Yep.
It didn't make any sense for Becky to have a little hiccup title reign just for Liv to beat her.
Accurate.
When instead Liv could have bragged and gloated about how she dominated the entire battle royal as part of her revenge tour.
Right.
So it's like, let's give her this break. Let's get Seth rehabbed. And then they can both come back at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether it's Rumble time or whatever.
So
that's hold on. I said we'd go to Jeff next. That's my thoughts on things. I went to you first last time.
I know.
I'm the drunk, and I like to interrupt nonsensically. Knock that shit off. That's my gimmicks today, muckerfather.
We've actually had Noah turn his camera on, James. Let's not drive him away.
Right. So
he's still not properly lit. He's in the dark.
No, I am.
You know,
I prefer it that way.
You know, kind of like how the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band likes to go fishing in the dark. Noah's still in the dark, but he's on camera now. Let's not chase him away. Jeff, go ahead.
If he danced in the dark, we can get Bruce Springsteen and Courtney Cox involved. Anyway, but that'll be next week's open mic night. We'll talk more about that later. Anyway, that was 80s, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I forget. 82 or 84. Anyway. First of all, before I go into the answer,
it was the Born in the USA album, which is like a greatest hits album in and of itself.
Shit, no kidding, right? Before I get into the Becky Lynch answer, I just have to say, because you brought up Britt Baker, I just have to tell us a great side story from yesterday. So we're loading the cars up with the equipment with the band. I'm talking to Ariel and just talking about the ridiculous notion that we in the wrestling / Paradise Kitty group had of trying to hook her up with Marco Stern. Not realizing that both of them were already committed to people. And so I said, Marcus, she goes, which one was that? I said, the really little one with the dinosaur. He goes, oh, yeah, he was cute. But no, I would rather do with Britt Baker. And I'm like, you just made my Friday. Just throwing that out there. So thank you, Ariel, for that. She's like, and she said, Dennis Thomas, she can take care of my teeth. I'm like, stop saying the words. I got to get in the car with you. Stop this, please. You're killing me. Anyway, so that was just a cute little story from the cruise. As far as Becky, yeah, I tend to agree with you, boss, in that it just seems appropriate that they both take the time they need. Becky, while not injured, is most definitely highly likely to be, a little bruised and beat up. So, let her take a little time. She definitely deserves a break. Whether we believe she deserves a break because we're sick of her, like the top tier has become, about her being the Charlotte Flair level over pushed for horsewoman.
Yeah.
Or whether it's just, she carried the load when she shouldn't have had to because of Rhea's injury. So I definitely think she'll be off at least until Seth is gone. I also realize she's 37. And while 37 is by no means a aging out process in wrestling anymore, because, these people are wrestling well into their 50s. Even the women are, wrestling later. God, look at Trish's comeback, which was just unnecessary, but turned out in ring wise, pretty goddamn good. Her promos were what they were, but she still wrestled like a fucking boss when she came back, and she's definitely not in her 30s no more. So
she's not in her prime.
Not in her prime, but she definitely came back and do it. Becky could do the same thing if she wants to, but 37 and a mother of one, possibly wanting to be a mother of two, there's a lot for her to factor in. I think as long as Seth is rehabbing and healthy enough where he wants to come back when it's time for him to come back, that'll be a decision time for Beck. Personally, I think she's had one of those careers. She's been in the main roster for 9 years. She's been with the company for over 10. She's won the Rumble. She's been a multi-time singles champion. Finally won the NXT title, even though not officially part of NXT. Became tag champion. She's done everything that I feel she's capable of. Queen of the Ring is kind of one of those. Queen of the Ring needs to be for somebody that hasn't had the success of a Becky Lynch or hasn't had the alrighty, like a Zelina Vega if they'd gone further with it. Like that, I hope they do with Nia. Yes, send your hate tweets. I want to see Nia do fucking good in this run. Damn it. But I don't think Becky has anything to prove except to Rebecca Quinn at this point.
Right.
So if she stays away, good on her. Hell of a run. Hell of a sweet lady. Got a chance to meet her at Mick Foley's one-man show a few years ago. So she has earned her time. She's done her bit for King and Country, as the cast of Star Trek said all those years ago.
Mhm.
I'm here for whatever she decides to do. Personally, I think I agree with you in that when Seth comes back, she will likely come back as well. Tell you what,
she hasn't gotten knocked up by then.
right. If she hasn't, hell of a way to come back going into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rumble season's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
with both of them due to come back at that point. And Charlotte not too far off from that either.
True.
Going to be a very interesting between Survivor Series and Rumble season.
Plus, and again, we'll get into it in our main event, not knowing how much further this TNA working agreement is going to go.
Yep.
The Rumble could be even more stacked than normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mickie James and Jordynne Grace may have just been the beginning.
Yeah.
But again, we'll get there when we get to our main event.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it because, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the rumor for Becky Lynch, and where do you potentially see her going?
Don't ever say rumor to me because I don't buy in that shit. As far as the future for Rebecca Quinn, I mean, again, she's done everything she needed to do for WWE. She was the emergency, and now you have a felon with the Women's Championship on Raw. Good for them. That being said, we'll see if Dom and her have a one-night stand inside the county facility. That being said, I mean, again, good for Becky. I wish her nothing but the absolute best. Always been a fan of hers ever since NXT, when I thought she should have been one of the ones to win the NXT Women's Championship. It's one of those things where I don't look at, they're going to go to this company, that company, come back to this company, etc. It's more about what's going to make the person happy versus the wrestler further successful. How much success is too much success before you're tired of it? I think that's what Becky is, honestly, at this point. She deserves a long-term break. I mean, I feel the bigger success story for Rebecca Quinn is not what I did in WWE. It's what I did for my family and the family that she's raising. I definitely see this being a long-term overdue hiatus. And if she does come back, yeah, it makes sense. Come back WrestleMania season and see if you can bring a new future single star up to the main focus of Monday Night Raw. You're not going to get that with Liv Morgan. But anyway, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where I look at, the original you call them 4 horsewomen of our NXT. Charlotte, she's been goated because of name, but, not back yet. Bayley, she's been one of those that's kind of been like Jericho and reinventing her character and staying consistent and persistent. But I honestly wonder outside Nia what the hell is she doing for her on SmackDown. And as far as the other two, Monet's doing her own thing and Quinn's finally doing her own thing for her family. Keep Quinn away from the ring. She deserves it. I honestly think the aftermath after WrestleMania was bullshit. So, yeah. Hiatus and comes back to WWE, probably involved in WrestleMania 41 season. What she does from there, who knows? Maybe they'll finally create general managers for the women's divisions on Raw and SmackDown. God knows they need it.
True.
Possibly. All right, James. Bring us home on this one.
It's really simple. I think Jeff's point is perfect. And JJ, you made the point as well. I don't think she's leaving WWE. I think she's taking her break and then she's coming back with Seth in tow. Now, what I will say is if they've still got many years to give to the business left, I think either way she takes a break. But if I'm looking at it from they ain't done by a, I'd say take that Tony money. Because that way you got Seth taking the WWE money, got Becky taking that guaranteed Tony money. Making the best of both worlds. A lot of couples in the industry have done that already. And the way I also see it is, and this is just from a personal standpoint, is if she waits anyway to go back into wrestling and goes to AEW, a lot of those programs with the top women you were mentioning, JJ, would probably be all wrapped up. So now you need new top contenders, and there's Becky to slot right in there to come in. So that would work out. And then you're making double the purse. And you get a day with your kid where you don't have to take them on the road every week, which is, I think, the biggest issue is every time that Seth and Becky have to go on the road, they have to take their child with them. And I think if they took two different companies that have very different booking days, the only days they would have to work is if they both have a pay-per-view on the same day and they have to get a babysitter that day, which is a lot easier to manage. So
that's fair. I've seen a lot of people online talk about this and say, well, keeping them in the same company is better because you've got the same schedule, blah, blah, blah. But you got to figure WWE's on the road minimum of 4 days a week.
Yes.
If not 5.
Yep.
AEW is on the road, if it's not a pay-per-view week, like 2 days a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Becky would still, in theory, be home when Seth has his off time.
And
Seth would be there to watch Rue while she goes to do Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only day they'd really need a quote-unquote sitter, and I'm sure there's family that could help them out, would be for Saturdays. Because Saturday is usually a roadhouse show day for WWE. And if it's live, it's a collision day or a pay-per-view day.
Yeah.
Right.
So Saturdays is the only real day where they would both potentially be in their respective companies.
Yep.
And no one would be home with Rue. And she could either bring Rue with her, or Seth could take Rue with him, or grandma, grandpa could watch her for that day, whatever. But
when Rue
still
goes,
would work out, I think, like with the schedule because of AEW's lighter schedule. For those guys like Ospreay who don't like the grind.
Yeah.
What a
I say shit. The rate the kids are going, they can drive Seth and Becky to work. God, they're going so damn fast.
He's going to be surrounded. He'll be surrounded by so many wrestling influences. When he goes to the backstage on Monday, he'll do a power bomb, and when he goes to, AEW, he'll do a Canadian Destroyer.
There you go.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Or a coffin drop.
Or a coffin drop.
Well, can we not have the babies doing coffin drops? I'm begging.
Darby does coffin drop. It's unique to Darby, thankfully. Let's not try and bring it to anyone else's repertoire.
That's scary either way. Either you're having the freaking Bella babies doing coffin drops, or you're having Darby reproduce. Either way, that's scary.
You can teach Rue how to do a blue thunder bomb. She still won't get a fucking 3 count on it.
Oh, no.
Here we go again.
People won't even jump for the baby.
That's what we need. We need Sammy's kid to do Blue Thunder Bomb and get a win just so we can redeem his fucking father. Good Lord.
Triple H did a better job for Connor the Crusher hitting him with a one punch.
If Konosuke win with one, it's not rocket science.
If Dylan could put away Thunder Kitty with a phantom kick,
that's
Rue
right.
should be able to get a pinfall with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Damn it.
That's right. Damn it.
Move.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
we need the babies doing the Blue Thunder.
That's when you know the industry evolves.
That's not good. That's not good in the context of why it was called the Blue Thunder Bomb, Jeff. I'm just saying.
Hey! If my Powerade can be Blue Thunder, anything can be Blue Thunder. You behave yourself down there.
That's true. Okay.
You behave in that lower corner there.
He's talking Powerade, folks.
Powerade. It is not an AMF. That is next week. So I'm gonna need an AMF to do 80s karaoke because goddamn it.
I still prefer Gatorade, but that's just a personal preference.
I said what I said.
So that's my
thought. Works too.
That's my thoughts. I wouldn't be surprised on either decision she makes. I personally, I think the best decision is get that Tony money and split your days so that way you're not traveling with the baby every week.
Well, yeah, but if you leave her in your window, the guaranteed minimum on the main roster is 350 G's. So she's not hurting.
No, she's not hurting, but she'll definitely be getting more money if she goes to Tony because Tony will overpay. So, yeah.
Well, but to the point of the first topic, is the guaranteed more money worth the drama?
Exactly. Money doesn't speak for everything, James.
Hey,
she is a year older than Chris LeClaire is right now. So does she need the drama in her life at 37 years old?
I know the problem for AEW's drama. Just add a baby there, and he'll make everybody distracted because everybody look at the baby. He's so cute.
Dude,
James, there's 2 of them already. They're brothers.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and they're not happy, and they're singing, and no, man, give me a hug.
Anyway.
Oh wait, fuck. I got it. I botched it. It's okay.
The bottom line, though,
I smack your head. Whatever. It's okay.
Rebecca Quinn, do what you want that brings happiness to you and your family, whether it's in WWE or insert company name here. Although I would like to see her mix up with the Knockouts and TNA since they've gone over the UK before. Hey, maybe she'll have to get a show in Ireland. Why haven't you done that shit yet, WWE?
There you go.
Give it time. They've done Wales. Now they're doing Scotland. I wouldn't be surprised if Ireland was next.
Yeah, you know what? If Ireland if they do Clash of the Castle next year and it's in Ireland, then I'll believe it when I see it.
Featuring guest appearance by Fit Finley.
Yeah, there you
go. I would actually
Hornswoggle.
That I don't know if I appreciate that. That Fit Finley though sounds promising. I will say.
Hey, you know what? Finley can run the show, and then there could be an anonymous general manager, and it could be Hornswoggle. It all ties.
Let's
in.
not go back to an era that almost made me stop watching WWE. What's for Black Gold NXT, James? You fucking idiot.
I know.
Since he mentioned that, I just have to say I watched one of those top 10 videos earlier from Cultaholic.
Oh God!
It was the top 10 gimmicks that only lasted one appearance.
Yeah,
they had the zombie on there.
Yeah,
I love the zombie. And on that note, we're going to go to commercial break.
Yeah. My favorite one of those, by the way, is the Big Dick Johnson one because of fucking Sandman.
That wasn't a one-timer. That's the sad part of that shit.
I know.
Chris got a whole gimmick out of that. God bless to Joseph for that shit. He got a gimmick out of it.
I couldn't believe it.
Fucking to Joseph, dude.
So anyways, we're going to run our next commercial break, and we're going to show you everything that you can see normally on Tuesdays in Stat Boy Sports Bar, although this week it'll be on a Monday, and we'll address that when we come out of the...
And also CM Punk to WWE now, so you won't see that on Tuesdays either.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Beecham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Cassidy 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
So as we pointed out going into the trailer, this week's Stat Boy Sports Bar will be on a special night in time thanks to the lovely people at Wally World screwing with the Stat Boy schedule. You would think when you give people a set schedule that you need to follow, the management would actually follow it. But no, nay. As many of us who have worked for the Spark before can testify to, they do not. And so Stat Boy's show is being flip-flopped this week with Meech's musings.
Yes.
And we'll get more into that when we get to the shills at the end of the show.
Because we are not podcast hosts. We are salesmen and shillers, by God.
Hey.
Damn right.
Damn right. All the merch, all the sales. Yes. We are DX, by God.
It's true.
I mean, we really are. We both run the company.
I wish we put up the shirt numbers that DX did.
No fucking kidding, right? Golly. We'll have to do fuck all at that point.
Yeah. I think we sell about as many shirts as freaking Taka Michinoku and Kaientai.
Hey.
Actually, he probably sells more than us, to be fair.
I was going to say, and they also probably speak English on us, too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, they do.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Oh, wait. Indeed.
There you go. There you go.
Move right along.
So, third topic is going to be the one that potentially gets the most dramatic. But I'm hoping we can keep things. I'm hoping we can keep things toned down since we are a week removed from the Queen of the Ring tournament and Double or Nothing.
Yes.
How do we feel about the tournament winners now that we've seen them out on Raw and SmackDown respectively, kind of presenting themselves as King and Queen? How do we feel about the new champions in the world of professional wrestling, being Liv Morgan, Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay? And now that the main event for Double or Nothing, and the dust is settled on all that, what are our thoughts and feelings about that as well? Because I know we were all pretty hot and hasty coming right out of it. And I will address that part first. I have said this to a couple of you guys in private. Yeah. I think the only one I haven't really said it to in private is Noah. Honestly, I think if it had been done on any other pay-per-view, I don't think I would have cared as much. You know, and let me not say any other pay-per-view post July 10th, once the Owen is done.
Yeah.
If they had done that at All In Wembley, at All Out, at Full Gear, at whatever, I don't think I would have been as passionate in the moment as I was. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we were just a couple of days removed from the 25th anniversary of the accident, and Martha Hart was in the building. I think those two things combined is what really was triggering. If they had pulled that stunt, like I said, let's say at Full Gear, I don't think I would have been near as upset about it. Plus, then Anarchy in the Arena would have been used as a feud-ending match like it should be in the first place. You don't start a feud with Hell in a Cell and then work your way back into a regular match. Like, that's not how feuds work.
Yeah.
So I think that was my big thing there. I realize that it was a in the moment thing, and I'm willing to seriously step back on my stance in the moment. I still don't agree with the decision that was made, and I don't think there's anything that anyone's going to say that's going to make me agree with it.
Right.
But like I said, if that pay-per-view spot had happened at pretty much any other pay-per-view, I don't think I would have been as mad, and I think that's the way I need to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was just the timing, the fact that Martha was in the building.
Yeah.
As far as the rest of it, Gunther, I think we knew from Jump Street who would be the King of the Ring. So I'm here to see what Gunther has to do now.
Yeah.
You know, we've already had Vinci get excommunicado from Imperium. I'm kind of curious to see if Ludwig Kaiser is going to get over Gunther's bullshit. Because I know Kaiser has it in him too. He's always been my favorite in the stable. I've always seen something in Kaiser. Nia, you go, girl. I have been an avid Nia supporter since she came back. Probably because I wasn't around when she was injuring all the female talent and a botch artist. So I never saw what everybody else saw. And that moment of redemption for her, I feel, was well deserved.
Yeah.
I'm almost willing to bet you she's going to take the title from Bayley as well at SummerSlam. And I think she deserves it.
Yep, I agree too. She has worked her ass off. Yeah.
The only problem I foresee is that means that potentially we'd have 2 new world champions at the same show. I don't know how I feel about that. I also am not sure how I feel about both King and Queen being heels. I agree that the gimmick lends itself better to a heel, but I feel like one should have been a babyface, one should have been a heel.
That's fair.
I think that would have been a good way to flip it. You know, I don't think Nia necessarily needed it to elevate her because she's been to the dance before, whereas Lyra could have used that as a stepping stone. Especially with Becky's absence, she could have been the pseudo Becky. But Nia definitely deserving. Champion-wise, we know how I feel about Liv. I'm not going to go down that dark side of the moon. I still stick with what I said during the Becky topic, that if she was going to get the belt, she should have just gotten it in the Battle Royal, used it to fuel her revenge tour and heel gimmick. There was no point in having Becky as the stepping stone. Ospreay, definitely deserving. Feel like it's a bit of a low card title for him to start with. Like, I feel like basically Ospreay came in and won the 24/7 title or the European title. Like, I feel he's IC world title material, nothing lower than TNT AEW world champion. Like, anything other than that is below Ospreay and his pedigree, in my opinion. But getting him the belt is going to help bring some credibility to it, so whatever. Mercedes, see Liv Morgan. Again, like, I know my daughter likes her some Sasha Banks, but they done did my girl dirty. Willow should not have been a transitional champion. Willow deserved a little bit more of a run before Mercedes came in and basically charlotted the situation. And don't roll your eyes at me, Meech, because you know that's basically what she did.
No, well, I was laughing at it. So, not for nothing. The fucking dance is getting over like Rover thanks to Ospreay.
That's true. He's not wrong.
That shit is over on Twitter.
Yeah.
Damn it all.
Seriously, like, I watched the media scrum, and when he came out there for the scrum, he's doing this whole thing, and I'm like,
dude,
fuck.
That's dude. You can tell he's autistic because it's like he's just doing that randomly, and I'm like, yes, that's my autistic.
And then there's a video, there's a reel on Instagram. Then there's a reel on Instagram of him and Mercedes doing it together, like backstage.
Like more
This
hits.
is like
More
two
hits.
champions with their belt doing it. I'm like, this shit.
Yeah, see, she's winning you over a little by little, JJ. That's the problem. You
It's
say
like,
I hate her,
no,
and then
she's not.
she's doing things like
It's
replying to you on
Ospreay.
Twitter, and then
It's
doing the
Ospreay that
Yeah.
I'm popping for because I
Yes.
cannot deny Ospreay.
No.
Yeah, but
Mercedes doing it when she comes to the ring looks like a $2 stripper.
Oh, jeez.
Actually,
Osprey doing it, it's comedy. Because
Yeah.
it's almost like he's making fun of it, and she doesn't realize that he's making fun of it, but he's making fun of it.
hey, listen, I
Like
go
that.
$5.
That's kind of the
attempt.
way it comes off to me.
That's 5, right?
Yeah,
Please 5, right? Yeah.
I
10.
see
Yeah.
it, Matthew. I see it. We did get a $5 super chat. I think
Oh, I wasn't doing
Osprey
that. Never mind.
makes no sense now that it appears he is going after Swerve in the world title.
Yep.
This is overbooking. Why have the mid card title? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we all kind of sensed that it was going to be Osprey versus Swerve at All In. So why not just have him win the Owen, get that title shot instead of giving him this title in the interim? Because now it feels like it's not an interim champion, but it's an interim championship for Osprey until he gets to the big one.
Yeah, and what's weird about it too, to add to your point, JJ, is why 2 AEW guys on a crossover show for the title? I mean, don't get me
I
wrong.
talked about that earlier in the week. Like, it's not a forbidden door if it's 2 AEW guys main event.
That's what I'm saying. And then what are you gonna do for New Japan? 2 New Japan guys for the IWGP belt? Like the fuck?
Well, we oh, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What the fuck?
I'm not opposed to the banter, but I did want to throw to Noah to start off the conversation on this one.
That's fair.
Noah, good sir, what are your thoughts on all this? I know it's a lot, so just to refresher, how do you feel about the 2 people that won the tournament, the new champions, and what is your stance on the Double or Nothing main event now that it's been a week since the dust has settled? And just for fair warning, I did see your impromptu, so I kind of know where you and your boys stand, but our audience does not.
Again, hindsight's 2020, and everyone has time to reflect after the moment is through. You know me. I appreciate AEW for the good in it. That being said, champions. Okay, this like freaking bullet list. All right, so let me go ahead and just tag it down line. Champions, new champions. Liv Morgan, whatever. Will Ospreay, absolutely earned. Great freaking match to kick things off against Roderick Strong, who again still highly underrated what he offers in this business, as me and James have talked about verbatim. Mercedes Moné. Let's see what it brings to AEW when it comes to attention, and let's see what she does when hopefully she becomes the cocky heel that they need in that women's division. I would dare say she's a bigger heel than Timeless Toni Storm. That's saying something. Timeless Charlatan. That being said, I don't have anything against the champions, but again, Liv Morgan is, whatever. As far as the outcomes of the matches, like you said, it was not as comeback story. She earned that. As far as her becoming champion against Bayley, is that really a plus for SmackDown? I don't know. I honestly don't know what SmackDown needs to do with this women's division anymore. Just like Raw, the main roster women's division makes no sense. NXT is 10 times better. Then again, that's the only thing I care about NXT practically. That being said, the King absolutely earned Gunther. That suspension relief of Orton. Weird choice of movement. Also, that should have main evented. Logan Paul overrated. I definitely think Gunther's becoming champion, if not at Back to Berlin prior. As far as Double or Nothing event overall, I look at last year's versus this year's. I think this year's was a whole damn lot better. Not only was the audience fully engaged from the show top to bottom, and as my ATW crew, shout out to the ATW family, pointed out, it was a much more balanced show, good matches. Wasn't overbooked, in my opinion, outside Anarchy in the Arena, but it's Anarchy in the Arena. What the fuck do you expect from something called Anarchy in the Arena? I honestly don't have any issues with Double or Nothing. Again, I'm just the guy that stares at the monitor and calls the action. I understood where you 2 guys were coming from. I understand the implications of what they did. I understand that it is what it is when it comes to what we think about those 2 individuals and company, not named Corporate Okada. It is what it is as far as that 3 Stooges goes, but I thoroughly enjoyed Double or Nothing and look forward to seeing what's next in AEW. And again, they're 5 years in. Hopefully we see them for another 5 years, and we can only hope and pray it becomes better. Is it going to happen overnight? No, but it never hurts to be optimistic. I enjoyed the weekend for what it was worth, and again, as far as Liv Morgan, biggest whatever.
Real quick, Noah, I'm just going to say that's an insult to the Three Stooges. How dare you? Even the lower end Stooges like Shemp and Joe, how dare you?
I was going to say, yeah, they're more the end of Shemp and Curly Joe, and yeah, but even still. Yeah.
I never have watched the Three Stooges. I wasn't born in that era, so I wouldn't know.
Dude, you got to get on YouTube. They're on around the clock on that one.
Never watched the Three Stooges?
Dude, I was born in 1992. That's not on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, or Disney where they were actually watchable.
Okay.
No.
I get that. They weren't on those channels for me, and I was born in 1976, but I've seen some Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and just look up like Three Stooges greatest bits and just watch some of their shtick. Them and the Marx Brothers are like the greatest multi-man comedy teams ever.
Yeah.
Dude, if you like headbox
and I'm not talking
iPods,
about
it's
the
great.
duos. And I'm not talking about the duos. The duos are on their own level. You know, Martin and Lewis, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello. Yeah, I watched somebody earlier who even put like Jim Henson and Frank Oz on that same level.
Wow.
And when you really think about it, you think about the Bert and Ernie dynamic, and it's like, yeah,
that's fair.
They really kind of do belong on that Abbott and Costello level. So, but watch some old Marx Brothers shit, watch some Three Stooges shit, dude. You will sit there cracking up.
Yeah,
legit.
There's hilarious.
Like I said, there's a channel out there. I don't know what channel it is, but every time I'm on YouTube, just trying to find something to pass time, there's always a Stooges loop, like a marathon of like different stuff, man. You could easily get like if you're a binger, like you usually get their entire library binged in like 3 days.
Yep.
Like there's that many of them, but they're so short that it's worth it. Like they are legends, and there's reasons they're revered the way they are.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it, and maybe I'll actually look into that.
It's funny.
Even though Emmanuel didn't super chat this. Oh, in the panel.
In the panel, okay.
I'm Curly.
Okay.
I'm Curly.
Yeah.
I would have to be Mo because Mo was kind of the de facto leader.
Yep.
And I'm the host moderator here. So
just because I'm the redhead, that's wrong, and I'm Larry. That's bullshit.
Larry was Mo's right hand, and on this, you're pretty much my right hand.
All right. He's definitely Curly. I'll definitely co-sign on that shit.
I am Curly.
And that would make Noah either Shemp or Curly Joe.
He's definitely Shemp, because Shemp had his head straight out of everybody.
Yeah. Shemp was the logical one. God bless him for trying. Jesus. Anyway, that was way off the goddamn wheels. Went from evaluating the new stuff in wrestling to fucking Stooges.
It's okay. Yes, I was gonna throw it to you next, James. Calm.
Okay.
Jeez, man, you so energetic tonight. Relax, bro.
And listen, it's been a good day today. I'm just happy.
Tranquilo, namaste. Like I've got my rhythm down. I got you.
We flowing, brother. We flowing.
Go ahead.
We flowing.
The hate.
Take a hit of Walter's product and just chill.
Right. Okay, dude. All right, I'm gonna speak now.
Okay, wait. Flashback to the opening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
Right. James.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's never
You're
not
on,
fun.
brother. Anyway, 1, 2. Right. Is this on?
Well. Okay, so as far as the actual, I'm gonna start backwards, kind of like you did, JJ. I'm actually gonna say the main event last. So as far as the King and Queen of the Rings, I think they made the right choices with those. I thought they had great matches. Nia shocked me. I mean, she's been great in her performances since coming back, and she has absolutely earned her keep back in that company. So good on her, man. And as far as Walter, Gunther, whatever you want to call him, very good choice. I love that he did a meme where you dropped this king and it was the King of the Ring crown. I love that. That was fun. So good for him, man. He deserved that. The champions, I didn't personally have an issue with them, like a lot of people. Liv made sense storyline wise, but at least of the three that I'm clamoring to see. I will say Mercedes, not that I didn't know she was gonna be one of the best in the world and showed exactly fucking why. But even that match surprised me because that was such a damn good match. And it was the match we should have gotten at Resurgence. I mean, those two women put their working boots on, man. That was a really good match. Really enjoyed that. And I'm looking forward to more heel Mercedes Moné and or kind of this, hopefully, you know, she'll go full heel eventually. But I'm just looking forward to her and the match quality she's going to have if she's putting out matches like that. So
pretty good fall with Sky Blue, despite the minimal TV time they got because TV time, and that's a whole thing.
Yeah. And look at there's some freaking ad thing there. I just noticed that. Yeah, got it.
Do not acknowledge the chat if they don't super chat. Damn it.
Well, it was also a Twitch chat, so I was just trying to make sure. But yeah, no, freaking really enjoyed that, and I've been looking forward to this heel run that Mercedes Moné could potentially go on. I'm especially looking forward to the Pillar versus the Boss. I'm so looking forward to that. You have no idea. I mean, Wembley Stadium, yes, please, can't come soon enough. And then I really think Ospreay winning the belt, while it wasn't surprising, because I even called that the Undisputed Kingdom is just dead on arrival at this point, even with Roddy with the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, great for Ospreay. Great to kind of go in a different direction at this point, because I think ultimately, like, we're gonna be getting, you know, Ospreay, Omega, and Okada at some point. He might be trying to merge those titles with Okada, the Continental and the International, and make it the Intercontinental title. So I still think that's kind of direction we're going. And if they book that at all in, again, check please, yes. So looking forward to that. So yeah, really enjoyed the winners of everything when it comes to the prizes on the line. Now, the big thing was the main event of Double or Nothing, which, as JJ eloquently said, we all blew our gasket when everything happened. I was the first, and I think everybody can pretty much agree on, I walked my stance back considerably, especially considering how angry I was. Right after the show went off the air, I did a lot of research. So there's a few things I'm going to tackle with that. Now, as far as the booking of everything, that's all I can have a problem with. Exactly what JJ said about doing any hanging of anything ever right after Owen Hart's anniversary was just tasteless regardless. That, in effect, should be a feud ender, not a feud starter. Agree with that wholeheartedly. Stand and maintain the stance that match was a goddamn shit show. And holy shit.
Justin Roberts introduced it as such. You're not wrong.
And by the way, here's the fact, folks. I had to go back after everything went down and watch a Young Bucks match to actually say what the fuck I'm about to say. Because I had to know what the hell I was talking about. I know. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. Thank you for your condolences. Now, as far as the stunts performed, if it was anybody else but Darby doing the stunts, I'd have a very big issue with it. But it was Darby. Now, I got to tackle point A and point B here. First, the flamethrower. It was stupid on the scheme of it. However, couple reasons why there was no way it wasn't safe. Number one, Nevada has very strict laws when it comes to fire safety when you perform a stunt like that. And if you do not make sure that everybody involved gets their shit together and makes sure it is done safely and securely, that shit ain't happening. And if you do it anyway, everybody involved in that match is in jail tomorrow, if not tonight, in that precinct. Period. Right? So that means that the goo that was on Jack Perry's clothes was flame retardant goo. And he was safe.
And you only going to jail in Clark County. Tell you that shit right now.
Exactly, Jeff. Exactly.
That's a big note.
And especially for Jack Perry's sake. Now.
He pretty.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he is.
Him and them bucks are pretty for Clark County prison. Tell you that shit.
Now, with that said, the only thing that could have been risky about that whole operation was he could not breathe in the flames. He could not breathe in. You had to hold your breath as if you were underwater. You do that, you're safe. You are fully protected. Now, you could tell Darby is a legitimate stuntman. Full on, this is not even a gimmick. The way he pointed this flamethrower. Right at Jack Perry's feet to make it shoot up around his face to make it look like it was in his face, but not actually in his face. You get me? Cool. Now, engulfed. Exactly, Jeff. Now, put it this way, man. The only reason I know this is because I'm a deathmatch head, and they're like deathmatch even goes through some strict like safety guidelines to make sure things are done properly and safely and securely. So they did exactly that, and especially with a stunt like this, this is actually a stunt that people have done in movies and shit. So with Darby having a legit certified license, they were good to go. They just had to make sure they did the safety precautions, and they were fine. Now, the hanging spot. The biggest bitch. Again, if it was anybody else doing the spot, I would have an issue with it. But it was Darby, and we knew he was going to be secure in that spot. That, and when I initially heard that Darby was hanging above the ring Owen Hart style, y'all got to remember, I had my back turned. So I'm thinking this dude's like 40 feet, like above the goddamn ring, like, you know? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? But I look at the actual footage, and the first piece of thing that I see of this before I even watched the match back was of Beach's musings, right? So that's the first wind I get of it. It was the thumbnail. And he was like right in line for those stupid kicks. Is exactly what I call it. Now he's still getting punctured in the face because he's fucking Darby and he's crazy and he still shouldn't be doing that. However, he was safe. Like if Naruto Uzumaki appeared from the fucking manga and threw a shuriken and busted the contraption, there's no way Darby could have fallen and died. Because
accurate,
he would have been safe. So again, if it was anybody else but Darby doing those stunts, I'd have an issue with it. But we know he can bump. We know he can bump safely as you can. And to be fair to Darby, these are the two stunts on the face of it that are the least egregious that he's ever done. Like the swanton he did through the pane of glass was way more dangerous than this shit. Truthfully. And that's me being as fair as humanly possible. So
appreciate that.
That literally leaves me to only have a problem with the fact that they booked it the day after the anniversary of Owen, even if it was safely above the ring. And the fucking actual match, booking the match at all to be a feud starter, not a feud ender. But I'll leave you with this, and this is the reason why I think a lot of people have the biggest bitch with it. And that's Martha. Signing off on this. What I will say right off the gate is that I appreciate that AEW actually went to Martha first before performing this shit, which was done every time they do a stunt like this. So there was a good protocol there. Martha said on an interview, and I completely forgot she said this on an interview one time, but she said, I never had a problem with the stunt in question itself. My biggest bitch always was the fact that it was not done safely and the proper safety precautions were not in place. That was always her biggest bitch. That's always why she held a grudge against the WWE, because it was a senseless tragedy that did not need to happen so long as you had the proper safety measures in place. And Darby did, because he was holding like fucking, the cable wire, like not the ring cables, but I'm talking about like legitimate like cables to tie his feet. So he was safe. And plus, like, compared to Owen when he fell off the fishing hook and Darby hanging above the ring, Darby's like 170 soaking wet, maybe a little less. And Owen's like fucking 240 on a good day. So, kind of don't have a problem with that either now. Because again, if that was her bitch, then she's not a hypocrite. So therefore, the only thing I got a problem with now is the fact that they made this a fucking feud starter and not a feud ender. So while the shit was still a shit show and it was just a death match for the sake of being a death match, I have a lot less problems with it now than I would have had last week. So, and everybody knows that thought. I just haven't said that on the air yet since last week happened. So there you go. Now you guys know why my stance changed so drastically. So, still fuck the Young Bucks though. Fucking pricks.
I'm not going to lie. I even drove past Nick's house again on Tuesday, knowing that they were going to be out this way for the forum show.
No.
Seeing if I saw him outside or anything.
Did you get those protest signs ready yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, damn it.
You were going to get my ass sued. It's going to be a fucking
well, here's the thing. Just all he has to do is just have a decal right on his front door or the side door and be like, you guys suck. Slowly roll past the house and then speed off into the night.
You see me rolling, say fuck the Young Bucks.
They see me. It's JJ rolling. He's hating.
Don't want to get caught because they'll give me a super kick party.
Super kick party, super kick party. But no object. I mean,
again, I don't have an issue with it nearly as much as I did last week. I think I've definitely calmed the fuck down considerably. I think we've all definitely walked our stance back considerably. And really, it just comes down to the fact of, do you agree with Martha's stance on it or not? That's really a thing. And even that, even if you disagree with it, it's a lot less egregious when you factor in everything else I just mentioned. So,
very good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Noah. I appreciate it. Dude, you realize how fucking draining it was that night when I went from I'm not angry to, okay, I'm a lot less angry. I was a tired man. I felt like I ran a fucking marathon that night. You have no idea.
Welcome to my world.
Oh, my God. Oh, it was absurd.
Well, thank you for that perfect segue, James, because speaking of marathons, we're about to go to the Gary Hebert trailer that still has not come out yet. Yes, Jeff.
May I go now?
Yeah, Jeff didn't
sorry.
go. Oh, no.
I thought you went. My bad.
Oh, no.
My bad. I didn't try to snipe you. I just thought you had gone already.
He has not. Oh, man.
Been waiting to go.
Speak, man, speak.
Speak. Man,
okay. So I apologized mainly to Noah, but also to the audience last week because I was, as my grandfather would have said, fit to be tied. And I haven't completely come down from that perch. I'll be honest with you. It's been a week. I've had a lot more shady week in my personal life to have to worry about the Young Bucks and their dumb fuckery. However, as far as the new champions and the new royalty, happy across the board. I know people are going to hate on Liv and, not be happy with Mercedes getting the Charlotte Flair treatment for the championship, and that is their prerogative. They are human beings. They're entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to mine. And we're going to differ. Otherwise, it'd be a lot less fucking boring on a Saturday. As far as the main event of last week's AEW pay-per-view, I have a lot further bitch with it, probably because I've been in the middle of a ring during a death match, like legitimately, as a referee. And there were no safeties taken whatsoever. So I was involved with some stuff that human beings shouldn't be close to. And there's a referee shirt somewhere in this house that ought to be retired by the California State Athletic Commission for the amount of blood and DNA that's on that thing at this point. It was just unnecessary for the match to happen long term when you think about it, and really completely unnecessary for me to be there. My dad still has a slight bitch with the promoter to this day about it, as a matter of fact, because his boy and my dad was there, which didn't make it any easier on me trying to get in the car, explain all that shit afterwards. Oh yeah, it was totally fine. I wasn't fucking fine. My hands were covered in glass. It was a fucking mess. I just have a problem with death matches, I think, at this point. And I think that's just me, for lack of a better term, maturing in some respects, I guess. I don't know, or I'm too old for this shit. I really think that's where it is for me at this point. I just don't like them. I don't think they're necessary at this point in history. If you look back on it, they've always been problematic at best. They always had their niche, whatever that word is, but I don't think they're necessary on American primetime or pay-per-view. I don't think they're necessary. I don't think it's necessary for a guy who literally got hit by a fucking bus 3 weeks ago to take a pair of super kicks with tacks on the shoes. I don't think it's necessary for a grown man to wind up and hit another grown man in the face with a chair that explodes in his fucking face.
Yeah,
I definitely don't think it's necessary, stunt ready, prep or not, to light a fucker on fire in the context of a wrestling match.
That's fair.
You know, I sat and talked with I was talking with who was I talking about? It was with Ariel's boyfriend last night, Caleb, about the Mankind Rock match at Royal Rumble and just the unnecessary 11 unprotected chair shots to the head. I'd welcome that compared to what happened on Sunday. Like, as much as we know about CTE, as much as I'm convinced I'm going to deal with it when all is said and done, I'd rather, live with the fact that I already know my brain's deteriorating. I already know my brain's going to mush. It's a much slower progress, thank God, but it is, than the potential of having exploding chairs against my face, even with my hand there. Okay, so my hand's going to get burned with the explosion instead of my face. Wow. The thumbtacks, it's, he and I talked about the greatest Intercontinental Championship matches of all time. Randy Orton and Cactus Jack made our list. Randy Orton becoming a pincushion was uncomfortable in 2004.
Yeah.
Last Sunday was just another level. And I went back and watched our playback. I went back and watched the match with their call and just remembering just myself like this for half the match. I just think it was unnecessary. And I really, like you said, it's going to take a lot for me to come off of that stance. I think it was too much. And I definitely think it was too much for a starter of a program.
Yes, I agree.
And to, it was just a lot. And I think for me, part of the anger also is, getting back to what we were talking about Frankie earlier in the opening segment, it's like, I still got a lot of people that work for that company that are close friends, if not very close acquaintances.
Right.
Stuff like that is just bad for PR. And stuff like that continuing to happen is going to make the company go away.
Yeah.
And a lot of those friends don't have the option to, go anywhere else. So if this company goes, they're out of work on a national or global level, not making that banger money. So it's just upsetting. Also, really quick before we bring in our other panelist, for what I said at the start, as far as the as far as my comment, happy Pride Week, everybody. Pride Month, by the way. I was completely talking about the Young Bucks and Jack Perry being pretty for prison. Happy Pride Week, folks. My bad. Or Pride Month. Like, God, what a horribly insensitive thing I said. And also with as far as the comparison to the Stooges, I think it's better comparison to the Horsemen. We just call them the four horses asses. The three of them and then Tony.
The four jackass. What?
No. The four horselongs.
There you go. Well,
that's true to corporate Okada. What did he do?
As I'm saying, now Okada put Tony Khan in that spot. There we've got four.
But here's the problem: you call them horse dicks, then horse dicks are bigger, so you can't because they look.
No, well, okay, not to be graphic with the panels coming in the room, but they're much harder to swallow that way, and they certainly are.
That's true.
Okay,
Absolutely.
We're about to bring somebody in that's anatomically different. So, JJ, for the love of God, get this thing back on track.
Yeah, bring her in before I get worse.
Teleporting into the command center is Datilla.
Hello.
Getting her. Getting her stuff.
She's saying muted.
Oh, sorry. Hey,
there we
guys.
go. Hi.
Hello.
I'm tired.
While we have you in, before you speak on the topic, we did have a comment on your Twitch that was clearly an advertisement if you see it. So feel free to delete. Because we couldn't.
Where is it?
Yeah, it's like on your Twitch live chat.
I find and show you so you can see it visually.
There you go.
Decent one. Decent one.
Yeah, ignore it.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Bless you.
JJ, continue the moderation. That was a cough, but thank you anyway.
I was going to say, she came up just before we went to commercial, so we'll let her get her thoughts on the topic too. So the topic we're currently discussing is topic number 3. Now that it's been a week and the dust is kind of settled from everything, what are your thoughts on the King and Queen of the Ring, the new champions that we got last week in Liv Morgan, Will Ospreay, and Mercedes Moné? And what are your thoughts on the Double or Nothing main event? I don't know if you saw our coverage last week, but there was a lot of anger in this room considering Darby Allin hanging above the ring with Martha Hart in the building 3 days removed from the 25th anniversary of Owen Hart's passing. Like, there was a lot of anger and animosity in this room from us, and the fact that that type of stunt was even pulled. What is your take on that and then the other things I mentioned?
Okay. Yeah, that's a really loaded question. There's a lot to dissect and digest.
Yes.
As far as King and Queen is concerned, I didn't see the pay-per-view. I know who the winners are. I mean, I think it was too soon to make live. Hold on. Sorry, give me a second. Hold on.
We have somebody interrupting cow. Moo.
Call has been disconnected. Please hang up. Dial it again.
Oh, can you do that again? No, that was good. God damn. Still dial-up connection. Reset the internet router.
You're a genius. Do it again.
You do it again.
Fuck, you pick up for the Philippines? I do that shit enough at work.
Well, I'm talking about, well, technically it's more based in India, but you know.
Whatever. Both countries are still ass backwards, freaking taking jobs from America. Okay, I'm not trying to be political.
Hey, listen, shout out Scammer Payback, by the way.
Oh, God. Well, anyway, as we have a momentary intermission, I don't know what to do here.
I know, right?
Sorry, my phone rang. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. So.
Okay. I didn't see the preview itself, but when it came down to Nia Jax and Lyra, I was like, okay, they're probably gonna give it to Nia Jax. You know, she's been doing this has been her best run.
Yeah,
accurate.
So
yeah,
I don't mind her winning. Gunter, as far as Gunter's concerned, I was surprised that he won because I thought that his moment would come at Bash in Berlin, not SummerSlam, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's not surprised that he did win. I mean, You know,
Gunther.
He's Gunther.
The
Yeah.
Ring General is the best worker in WWE, bell to bell in that ring, for he keeps it sacred.
True that.
Yeah. And what was the other question?
Champions, new champions.
The
How did
champions,
you enjoy?
Okay.
Do you enjoy them? Do you not like them? Liv Morgan, Mercedes Moné, and Will Ospreay this weekend were the new champions.
Mercedes Moné, I saw that one coming a mile away.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I do feel bad for Willow.
Yep.
Same.
Feel bad for Willow, but I mean, it was, you know, it was just that's what it was.
Damn good match though. Can we agree on that? That was fucking great match.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan, I feel like she was always supposed to take it from Rhea Ripley at Queen of the Ring, so I don't mind Liv Morgan being champion. Well, Ospreay, you had to do something with the undisputed kingdom. It's unfortunate Adam Cole got injured and they just kind of cooled off, so
yeah,
I don't mind Will Ospreay being champion.
I mean, cooled off is an understatement until they put him in the fucking freezer. Negative 20 degrees Celsius.
Well, winter is coming eventually.
There you go. Came early. Continue.
Okay, what was the third part to that question?
The Double or Nothing main event.
Yes.
Anarchy in the Arena, the shit show.
I actually really enjoyed that match. I thought it was a really fun match. Honestly, I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was really fun.
Same.
Well, there you go. Hey, you know what? At least one person from the multiverse enjoyed it. I will say
there was two, but there was one that only had to stare at the monitor and just let y'all bring it out, man.
I will say, to kind of put a positive spin on that shit show, there was good moments in that. And if you can look at the good and take away the bad and, you know, enjoy it for what it was, which was a garbage match, and it was very athletic of a garbage match, to be fair to everybody involved.
Someone sounds like me here. I'll be damned.
It was a good match. I'll be honest, it's definitely the best or choreographed Anarchy in the Arena I've seen compared to fucking years prior.
The fact they had 4 feeds at one point was beyond bloody brilliance.
If you go back and you watch our coverage, I was into it until the hanging spot.
Correct. And that's when everything fell off the rails.
Yeah.
As I
flamethrower, Jeff was done with it. I mean, Jeff was super
I was totally digging it, and especially the theme song bit. That was genius.
That was amazing.
That was genius.
It's the 3 themes. Freaking hell.
That was really
good. And the fact they played Final Countdown was enough to make
I'm
me
so
pop,
fucking mad I missed that bit because I was dealing with enigmatic issues. But anyway, I'm so mad, but I'm glad that JJ got to be me for a few seconds, at least during that bit, the play-by-play.
Yeah,
so when it comes to Anarchy in the Arena, Datilla, the bigger question is, did you find an issue with them hanging Darby just a couple days removed from the 25th anniversary of Owen Hart's passing with Martha Hart in the building?
Yeah.
Did you find that to be tacky or tasteless? Did it offend you at all, or did you just not even really think about it until I mentioned all that right now?
I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it, honestly.
That's fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah, it didn't even cross my mind. That didn't cross my mind. I mean, yeah, she was there. I'm sure they would have asked her, like they asked about Sting.
Yeah.
You know, so if they asked her and she gave her blessing, then you know.
Yeah, and as I said, Attila, to add to your point, I think the biggest bitch for Martha wasn't the fact that they did the stunt; it's that the fact there wasn't many safety precautions done when her husband died. Whereas this was a completely different story, and they had safety precautions in place. So.
Yep, and he was suspended just a little bit above the ring ropes by an actual harness. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So there's that at least.
To piggyback off of all that and what I said earlier, if we hadn't done the 2 retro watch-alongs, I don't know if I would have felt the same way because we had just been engulfed in 2 nights of emotion reliving all of this.
Yeah.
My fourth day in a row doing a watch along call. God.
Yeah, you had no freaking voice left after that.
I was burnt out in so many ways. Still kind of am. That's why I'm in the dark. I'm tired.
Understand, bro.
I don't blame you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
There you go. Either way, great weekend for pro wrestling once again. I look forward towards the next time we have TNA, AEW, WWE, NXT, blah, 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 blah. Just bring them all under one weekend. Go ahead. Give me 5 watch-alongs in a single weekend. Test me. I dare you.
Did you guys talk about that already? The Ethan Page and Jordan Grace?
That's our main event. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I just wasn't sure.
That's gonna be the next topic. Yep.
You
You
came
came
right
just
in
in time for that conversation.
Remember the notes. Always look. Remember, Datilla, you're a content creator. Always look at the cliff notes. Be prepared. Next time, Gadget. Next time. I recognize that reference, man on the marquee.
Yeah, Dr.
I was once a wee lad. Fox Kids was a thing. Inspector Gadget was a thing.
Yes.
Be prepared.
No, wow, that was operatic as hell.
Thank you.
Oh, good God.
There you go. All right, all right,
well,
JJ.
I was originally going to run the Gary Hebert trailer, but now that Datilla is here, I kind of want her to see the updated watch along trailer with all the new shit added into it. So
Yeah, fair enough.
we'll do the Gary Hebert trailer before the shills.
There you go.
We'll go ahead and rerun that one so that she can see all of the new stuff added.
All right, I'll bring myself into the light for a little bit. Go ahead and ping.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
All the wrestling, 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 all the professional wrestling. Damn it. All right.
There you go. Turn the light off now. You earned it.
Hey, you missed it when we ran that trailer the first time. James tried to pantomime Noah singing all that as Noah said it. It came off as bad as freaking season 1 Rita Repulsa, where the dialogue wasn't matching the lips and everything.
Bro, I was like Kai and Tai, bro. That's awful.
It was
terrible.
Bad, but they tried so hard.
Got so far, and in the end, it didn't even matter.
Does it even matter?
Try and
Yeah,
do
exactly.
freaking Park against me.
There you go.
I can't wait till we do that for karaoke.
Yeah, man.
Lots of Linkin Park.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to that. Jeff, you're still muted.
I know. Before you move on to the main event, I will say to Manuel, I will call Inspector Gadget right now. If that gets added to the fucking play, I'll do the dudes and everything. I'll do the whole fucking thing. I don't give a shit.
Singing the pain of my
It's been a long time since I've watched Inspector Gadget with Matthew Broderick.
There you go.
No. I mean the cartoon, love.
Yeah, about to say we're talking the cartoon.
With Don Adams as the voice of Inspector Gadget.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
God damn, that's really fucking good.
Nicely done, Jay.
Right?
That scared the shit out of me. I was like, God damn, Dr. Clobby up in this bitch.
Yeah, there you go.
Without the cat and without the 250 screens in front of him inside a cliff.
There you go.
I was once a wee lad, believe it or not. It wasn't always about the wrestling for me, but over the years, I have become simpler in my ways of television.
That's because most television sucks nowadays.
That's accurate.
You there, Noah.
Yeah. Shit.
I'll tell you what doesn't suck. The fact that we could actually say what if and the fantasy might become a reality. That being said, we've had enough of this latest talk. Time for the main event. JJ, throw it, do it.
So Tuesday.
Hey. So JJ, what do you want to talk about?
Let's just go ahead and throw this out here right now. There is complete and utter bias that my NXT is the main event.
Yes.
We're just going to put it like this before we get into the meat and potatoes of the steak dinner.
Yeah.
This week's NXT was so eventful. Datilla, unprovoked, did a review of it.
Yeah.
That is how monumental this week's NXT was.
Yeah, it was huge.
That unprovoked, Datilla did a review of it.
Yep.
I saw it.
And there
it was terrible. It was terrible.
It was not terrible.
You a lie.
That's a lie, and you know it.
I was talking about my review was terrible. I didn't even know what the hell I was talking about.
That's because you don't watch every week. Even if you don't review it every week, you need to keep up with the product.
Yep. Oh, she's hiding her face in shame. She's ashamed of herself in her review. Oh no!
Wait, she hit her face with her face, huh?
I'm sorry, your call has been disconnected. Please hang up and try it again.
There we go.
So, for those of you out there who, and I'll go ahead, much like a lot of you are still sleeping on TNA.
How dare you?
For those of you that are out there that are still sleeping on NXT, this week was a pretty eventful
Sorry about that,
show.
you guys.
No, you're fine.
As Jordynne Grace, the current reigning and defending TNA Knockouts champion, showed up to be Roxanne Perez's challenger at Battleground on June 9th. And then after the main event, All Ego Ethan Page made his NXT debut. Which poses the question, has NXT become all ego? Can Jordynne Grace do the unthinkable? And who else may end up crossing the line here in the next few weeks or months between NXT and Impact? As far as Ethan Page goes, I still personally believe that what I said in the group chat is more likely to be accurate than anything else. I don't think he signed an NXT deal or a WWE deal. I think maybe he signed with TNA. The reason I lean towards that is because of the Prestige Wrestling match that's been announced and hasn't been taken back. That's coming up between him and Shelton Benjamin. Prestige Wrestling has a working relationship with TNA.
Correct.
Alex Shelley for the longest time was their champion. Sabin was competing there. Speedball Mike Bailey has competed over there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Gresham has competed over there before he re-debuted when they were still doing his vignettes.
Right.
So they've had quite the working relationship with TNA, and you would think that if he had signed a WWE deal, he would have to pull himself from the indie appearances.
Yep.
And hearing the rumblings from whether you want to consider them reliable or unreliable internet wrestling journalists, that Jordynne Grace is only the beginning of what is to come in the coming weeks and months, leads me to believe that Ethan Page may be showing up at Against All Odds and the TV tapings immediately following, and he's a new TNA signing.
Yes.
That's just my thoughts on Ethan Page. As far as Jordynne Grace goes, holy hell, have I already fantasy booked this bitch from now through Slammiversary.
Yep.
And I love you, Noah. And like I said, I watched your impromptu, but you misquoted me, bruv. I didn't say that I wanted Natalya to dethrone her for the Knockouts title. I said that Natalya would reclaim the NXT women's title off of her.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I think Jordynne Grace is going to defeat Roxanne.
Ooh, that's.
I'm not saying it's going to happen at Battleground, but this is the way I have it long-term booked. And I ran this by James, and he's kind of with me on this track. I say at Battleground, Roxanne wins, but it's like a Orton Gunther victory, like the shoulder's not down all the way, like there's some kind of collusion, some kind of holdup.
Yes.
So we run it back at Against All Odds, which is less than a week later.
Right.
Yes.
And at Against All Odds, Jordynne Grace takes the title. Then you've got Roxanne there for the TV tapings because she's already in town.
Yep.
You have Roxanne bring some other heel NXT women with her for the TV tapings. Your Fallon Henleys, maybe your Lash Legends, these type of people. Your Ariana Graces, so that you can have a segment with Ariana Grace and her daddy, Santino Marella. Just the shtick in and of itself writes itself.
Oh yeah.
If they bring up Santina, I will quit watching TNA.
You will not.
No, you will not.
Santina's Durant.
You will not. You are lying. You watch all the wrestling. I know you, Noah. You will still tune in if she is mentioned.
And if you quit watching TNA because of that, he'll call you piece of shit.
Then we go to Heat Wave, and Jordynne Grace retains the title.
Yeah.
So now the 3-match series is over. After Heat Wave, Natalya makes her intentions known. And at Slammiversary in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, where her uncle was screwed, she reclaims the NXT Women's Championship. And I understand what you were saying about Giselle Shaw and the way that story is being built. You can even do it WrestleMania 2000 style, and you can have both belts on the line, two falls.
Yeah.
Let Giselle Shaw claim the Knockouts title. Let Natalya reclaim the NXT title. Have Jordynne Grace lose both belts, but in a banger of a triple threat match.
Yes, sir.
If you're doing it that way, stick with the Canadian theme. Have Natty win Money in the Bank and pull a shocker and cash in on a TNA title. People go, what the fuck?
My God, that would be absurd.
If Charlotte can win the Rumble and use it for an NXT title shot, Natty can use Money in the Bank for a completely what the fuck moment, too.
Yeah, true.
Hey, if you can cash it in on any championship, and if TNA is under Endeavor, then it's all in the family.
She wins the briefcase in Canada. She cashes in the city that basically started the downfall of her family in wrestling for all those years. Fuck me, what a story.
From Toronto to Montreal.
Within what is it, 13 days?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Talk about finish the story.
Shit. 12 days.
And then you want to talk about other talent that could cross the line. Clash at the Castle. I believe TNA has a Scottish wrestler that everybody loves. I'm just saying, does anyone here want to say his name?
We believe in joy.
What if Joe Hendry shows up at Clash at the Castle?
Oh my God, the pop, dude.
Well, that's one actual karaoke that would make sense.
Dude, get him involved with Drew and just watch Drew completely melt the fuck down over it.
Oh man,
just give me Drew Galloway back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
that fuck theme.
Him and Grado in a concert together.
No, Grado.
Have somebody cutting a promo. Have somebody cutting a promo, and then have the comment be made about you need to stop saying their name or else they'll appear. and then hit his music.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That'd be absurd, man.
Like the setup would be perfect.
Oh my God.
And it will get #1 on Spotify charts for sure.
As it should, damn it.
Let it be a segment with like Waller and Theory, something where you can work like a talk show segment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
You
viral.
know,
God damn it.
Fuck you, Taylor Swift.
Well, we didn't quite say his name,
studio,
but
I was gonna say, fresh off of his UFC watch along, Walter is here now.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I
Here
don't have
to round up the room.
I don't have a fancy beep 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 like Attila does, but I'll come in.
knock, knock, knocking on panel's door. Hey, hey, let him in.
Anyway,
80 song. I'm getting ready for next week.
this Morgan Freeman narrative idea of a prohibited portal where NXT is getting taken over by a company that's crossing the line. It just baffles me to think that this actually could be a thing. This is what Worlds Collide should have been. Fuck Raw and SmackDown. They ain't know jack shit about NXT since the existence beyond a damn reality game show. This is a real Worlds Collide that actually buy into.
Did I hear Morgan Freeman mentioned?
Yes. Well, you see, there is a lot more crossing the line that needs to be done before the forbidden door can be fully opened. Thus the word of Hebert Friedman.
What is it that you were calling it on ATW, Noah? What kind of portal?
They were throwing around PP. They were throwing around prohibited portal.
Prohibited portals. Okay.
Because Forbidden Door is now copyrighted, so the prohibited portal.
Somebody get the orange box on the phone. Hey, Half-Life, where you at?
Fuck.
Get Portal in there.
The kick is a lie. You're going to have
fun
with
science.
All right. Let's try to reel this back in. So I'm going to go to Attila first and foremost, since she thought enough of this week's NXT to actually review it.
True that.
What are your thoughts on Jordynne Grace and Ethan Page showing up? And where do you think this could go down the road as far as inter-promotional and stuff? Are you going to tune in to see Jordynne Grace versus Stevie Turner next week? Or are you going to be like, oh, fuck NXT again?
Isn't that the $1 million question? First off, I have to say, when Josh told me that Jordynne Grace is, I thought he was bullshitting me. I was like, you're pulling my leg here.
Well, it is coming from Josh, so fair enough.
Which means it's coming from Sap usually. So
nobody listens to Josh. He's
not Josh Mansfield. Not Josh Mansfield. My friend Josh.
Oh, different Josh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he's also
one Josh. Probably. He's okay. He's okay.
That Josh okay? Okay.
Yeah, Josh.
So I went on Twitter. Which is how I know what happens sometimes on NXT. I went on Twitter and I was going through all this stuff, and I was pretty surprised that Jordynne Grace was there. I think my jaw dropped. And then I saw Ethan Page, and I was like, God damn it! I have to go home and see what this is about. I will say this. I will say this. I feel like, and I said this on my show, I feel like if you take away Jordynne Grace and Ethan Page's debuts, that was nothing memorable on NXT. Nothing.
That's accurate.
Nothing. Honestly.
Aside from the other two qualifiers for the ladder match, I will agree with you. It's pretty much business as usual. But even a business as usual NXT is usually better than a business as usual Raw or SmackDown. So
I will actually support him on that.
That's true.
And I don't watch it.
So I was surprised. Rumors are to be believed. Jordynne Grace is doing 3 appearances for NXT. I'm still hoping AJ Styles ends up back in TNA somehow.
Please.
Still hoping for that.
Give me the freaking IM one more fucking time.
Still hoping. As far as who can go over to TNA, I I can't think of anybody. There's rumors Natty and Grace at Slammiversary, so I could see that happening.
Yeah.
As far as Ethan Page is concerned, excuse me. I was pretty surprised. I don't know. I'm hearing that it's gonna be him versus Trick Williams at Battleground.
I gotta give him something.
I think it's
They haven't made it official yet, so we'll have to see what happens this week.
There's nobody else right now even feasible to challenge Trick Williams for the NXT Championship.
That's fair, but in all fairness, I think the women's ladder match for the North American title should be the main event.
That I do agree with.
Yes.
So I would agree. Trick off this card.
I would agree with that unless they put Page in there with Trick. Then that's got to be main event because it's freaking Ethan Page making the jump. It's like, holy shit. Yeah. Not to discredit any of the 6 women because, goddamn it, those women have earned it in these qualifying matches, and they're in a ladder match.
Yeah.
And the first time they're actually co-promoting flat out with UFC at this point because they're in their apex. So, but if Trick ends up defending against Ethan Page, that's got to be the last match. Just for the sheer marketability.
I don't think that match should happen at Battleground. I think they should tease it, but I don't think it should happen at Battleground. I think you should hold off on it. Because
I agree.
Heatwave is in Canada, in Toronto, Canada, and Ethan Page is Canadian.
Exactly.
I think you'd get a much bigger moment if he wins the title in his home country of Canada. That's my personal opinion.
Damn.
Could you imagine he wins the NXT title, signs with TNA, and takes the belt to TNA? Holy shit.
I don't know if he signed with TNA. I don't know.
He hasn't signed with anybody yet officially, if you believe his Twitter. I don't know how much he's kayfabing on Twitter, but...
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because I would think that if he was signed with TNA, it would not make any kind of sense to have him debut right now, especially because there's history with him and Josh Alexander, and Josh Alexander's MIA.
Well, but for now, Josh, I'm not sure how bad I don't know if he's just on hiatus or whatever, but that's a perfect way to bring him back in. If you've got Ethan Page making noise in both companies and Josh shows up and goes, "Hi, what are you doing?" Just to get up in Ethan's shit after being this egotistical asshole.
The thing is, he was making he was making waves in 3 different companies technically, and I'll get to that.
I mean that's true also. So yeah, I am all for whatever it becomes of this, as long as it actually becomes something. And by the way, y'all want a moment like we had with Forbidden Door last year with JJ, reacting to freaking Final Countdown. Play I Am for AJ Styles. The entire room will be having the shit in their pants. It'll be a beautiful thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish up, Tatilla.
Well, pretty much just curious to see where this goes. This partnership could do wonders for TNA, so I'm excited. So we'll see.
There you go.
Walter, you just joined the fray. Go ahead and go to you next, good sir.
Yeah, I love this with NXT. I think NXT is the show of the week this week. I think it beat Raw, SmackDown by far, and especially Dynamite. And I love the tease of how what's the commentator, Vic or whatever his name is, says he said all elite, and then Booker T cut him off. It's like the way they teased that was like perfectly timed and everything.
Wasn't he an AE?
Yeah, he was like AE, and then they went all ego. They just made it stand like it stood for all ego. Like I love the way they did it. And with Jordynne Grace, gonna get that title shot. Triple H or Sean, whoever's booking this, if you got the ball, I would say pull the trigger. Give it to Jordynne Grace and let her show up as a double champ on TNA. You want to put eyes on the company you're working with. That's the way to shock everybody. Let Jordan walk out with 2 titles and show the NXT title on another company. That's like instant eyes and success for both companies. This partnership will just completely work out for it. And then now it's going to be like, well, who from WWE is going to show up on TNA? That's what everybody's going to do. And then now Roxanne's got to show up and get her rematch, and maybe you get a rematch for the NXT title defended on a TNA pay-per-view as opposed to a WWE pay-per-view. You don't want to hot potato it, but maybe Roxanne does get it back on a TNA pay-per-view, and now you just made both companies go up on a whole different level. So, like, hopefully somebody is smart enough to do that. And I know you watch our stuff, Triple H, because you steal a lot of JJ's ideas and mine. So I know you watch and listen to it. Like, do it. Just book it, man. Let her lose the title on the WWE pay-per-view and then gain it back on the TNA pay-per-view. It only benefits both companies.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Well, if I may piggyback on what Walter said, I don't think it's just two companies. That's my thing, because that All Elite and then the cutoff was too on the nose for it to be an accident. There's no way. That was done by design, folks. We're in the process of possibly witnessing history right in front of our fucking eyes soon. Dude, there's so much that could happen. And if people think that it's far-fetched that AEW and Ring of Honor can't get involved in all this, I'll leave you with this. And here's a tidbit that I don't think people even considered. Where has AEW launched its first official pay-per-view? It was in Las Vegas. Where did Ring of Honor get its legs back under them? The first set of I think it was like the first Death Before Dishonor may have been in Vegas. I could be wrong. But they've done shows in Vegas lately. NXT, where are they going? Battleground. It's taking place at the UFC Apex in Vegas. Where has TNA been doing a lot of their shows lately, folks?
The Palms in Vegas.
The Palms in Vegas. Where is WrestleMania going? Las Vegas.
Most importantly, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Exactly. Now,
Alberta, Canada.
It is too exact. There you go. It is too perfect for that to not be the case. I think there actually is a potential. What was it called? What did you boys call it on ITWV, Noah? I forget.
Prohibited Portal.
The Prohibited Portal. The PP. It sounds bad.
Squared.
Beep. The Prohibited Portal opening up and WWE stepping foot through the forbidden door, busting that shit wide open in AEW, TNA, and Ring of Honor. Whoo! I mean, Jesus Christ, you got the whole world turned upside down on its head. Because that also means, by the way, we're going to get New Japan talent in the WWE if that goes as far as it goes.
They've got the whole world in their hands.
If you follow X, there's even Xavier Woods has been spatting back and forth with Joe Henry. And I swear to God, if I watch NXT and I hear say his name and because we already know Xavier Woods has been in NXT lately, and then they're doing this weird tease with the Karrion Kross's group.
Right.
If there's something going on and you see Joe Henry on NXT, I'm gonna lose my shit. And we get a rock style concert from Joe Henry on the New Day on NXT. I'm gonna lose my shit,
dude.
Yeah, someone that actually will perform an actual song, more than one song.
Dude, could you imagine, like, all this culminates into all these different cards that all these companies do. And then at WrestleMania, in a 2-night event, and in the second night's main event, picture this, right? If this all goes as how I think it's going to go.
Oh, Lord, fantasy booking.
Cody Rhodes, under the Universal Champion, versus Dustin Rhodes in Las Vegas. Dude, that happens, I legit cry. You will see tears streaming from my face if that happens. I'm not even bullshitting you.
Not only this, but with War Games and Survivor Series the last few years, before that they did brand supremacy. How about we get a Survivor Series brand supremacy TNA versus WWE, or one group of this versus another group, team versus team, traditional Survivor Series matches. That's how you make some people. Company versus company, real brand supremacy. Now you make it make sense because they're going to defend the company that they're signed to. Not just, I got drafted to Raw last week. Now I bleed red. No, I bleed WWE, damn it. This side,
I bleed AEW, damn it. I bleed TNA, damn it. Yeah.
Do that. Holy hell.
Exactly.
I need Matthew's comment to be a reality on my television shows. Joe Hendry, Michael Cole, tag team and commentary on Flop Dollar. I am all about that shit right now.
I will not call that show. I will listen to them.
Could you imagine the Bloodline 2.0 versus the system?
Oh my God.
I trust the system there for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Fuck JJ, you're gonna make me trust the system.
They have to put oh my God. Could you imagine they have to put their little tiff on hold because they have to come together as the full Bloodline and they fight the Elite? Oh, dude. Oh, God damn. I'll just say that might be something I'd be interested in.
James is going way further into the fourth dimension here on this fantasy booking than I thought.
Sorry, my mind goes.
James, I'm gonna fuck your head even harder.
Oh God!
Come together as the full Bloodline, not to just fight the Elite, the entire Bullet Club.
Oh, yes.
The Bucks, the Good Brothers, Styles, Fowler, ABC, Jay White,
dude.
Cody.
And it just occurred to me: what if the whole reason
fatality, finish him,
dude? Well,
even Jeff Jarrett, damn it!
I'll even.
Well,
you know what though? No, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility though, because if anybody would be the mastermind of something this ridiculous and bring the Bullet Club back in a full
fucking Jarrett's.
It's the Jarretts. So could you fucking imagine that?
I don't want to.
Dude,
dude.
The Jarretts bringing the Bullet Club back together on a show co-promoted by TNA would just fuck the entire mind of the world.
Yeah, on a WWE, TNA, AEW crossover, no less, possibly. Yeah, like Jesus Christ.
If we all end up in Vegas, we have to be inside this sphere because the entire rest of the world's going to fucking implode on itself.
On 420, on near Easter.
Oh my God, I forgot about that part of it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Shit, dude,
on Easter Sunday, he is risen.
Right, it's Easter Sunday, we're all going to fucking die.
The Bullet Club is risen.
We're going to pay for our sins.
And
you
on
got these
this
intertwined
day,
stories as to
on
who represents what
420,
brand.
And on this day, on 420, at Las Vegas, Nevada, some fuckery shall be afoot. Can I get an amen?
Hallelujah. All right, we'll have to try again.
It's a damn shame that they got rid of Elias to have Joe Hendry and Elias.
Oh my God, JJ!
Oh my God, both on guitar. But if you do the brand supremacy, I was saying, and you do, now you got little stories within it, intricate stories, because it's like, all right, now which side is AJ Styles going to choose? Because he came from this company. What side is the Good Brothers? There's all these little stories you can run because you got former talents. Naomi, you could be like, hey, what side is she really going to be on?
Yeah, Trinity, are you with TNA that really brought new glow to your life while you've been Jobber Nation in WWE? Or are you going to still be with WWE because your husband's there?
Can we also put in perspective if Punk ends up getting the world title somehow?
Oh Lord!
Just imagine they blow the story off that we've been clamoring for a while, because which we thought couldn't be done. But what if it happens? Omega and Punk, and Omega takes the world title. Oh, hello. Hello.
Imagine if you will.
This alternate reality might be too much for one man to handle.
Hey, if you see all this happen on the programming going forward, folks, we demand royalties because this is way too much we're giving away.
Imagine, if you will, you are the renegade JJ Williams, and you book yourself an open mic night topic talking about two people joining NXT, and we end up booking the end of the fucking world. Because that's what the hell we just did.
Y'all are.
I got another one. AEW gets involved and WWE shows Jade gets revenge and show this is how your ass should have booked me.
Right? No, for real. Think about all that. This is all going to happen, in theory, the weekend of Easter Sunday. It happens to be 420. We're all going to be so smoked the fuck out or drunk, we're not going to realize what's happening. And the world will just go swallow us all up. We're dead. All of us are dead. And it's going to be a thing. We've really booked fucking Armageddon. Take that, 6-man Hell in a Cell. There's your Armageddon, mucker feathers.
I'm just going to be sitting at home where I know I'm in a sanctuary of sanity while you all lose your entire mortality.
Oh, no, Noah, if the world's going to end, you might as well be with your friends.
I agree with that.
I don't know.
If all the stuff we say happens, it might be the first watch along where everybody's just quiet because our jaws are dropped.
No, for real.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why was there 10 minutes of dead air on a watch-along event? Well, yes.
Because they did. What happened was, you lying.
Right.
Let me catch you up to speed. ...
Yeah. JJ, when you book that Net Multiverse headquarters, make sure it's got freaking soundproof and bulletproof walls and doors, or we're all fucked.
True that.
Fucking bomb shelter in that place.
JJ, moderate your own show after sending us into fantasy booking haven. I
think he's enjoying this.
I am. It hasn't gotten so chaotic that I can't get it back on the rails. Right now, I'm just kind of enjoying the free flow banter.
Yes, free
flow.
I think we need to do a fantasy booking and book this out.
Damn right.
Hell yeah, dude.
See how the next couple of weeks go, because we've got a couple of big weeks ahead of us, which we'll get to in the shills. But, the end of June may have to be a fantasy booking with this if the play out keeps going here.
Mm-hmm. Madness. Utter madness.
We did talk about...
We did get a $5 super chat from Eddie Burton.
Thank you. Very much. As ever, Eddie. Thank you.
Really quickly before Jeff speaks, as he looks like he has his mouth open to say something.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you share the love across the channels.
Yes.
It's a brand new month, so let's not just give all the money to one channel. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, I was just going to say I've never been more happy to have a cough-induced headache because I've been laughing so hard at this dumb fuckery. This has been great. I love this. I love nights like this where we end on a note that's just like we're laughing ourselves stupid booking, wrestling matches, the end of the world, whatever we book. It's all good. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, though, the fact that we talked about this briefly when Mickey appeared in the Rumble.
Yeah.
We talked about it briefly when Jordynne Grace appeared in the Rumble.
Yes.
It's like the fact that this could very easily be a reality now in 2024, 2025.
Insanity.
Yeah, it's mind-numbing to me because what if the WWF and WCW had been able to put the bullshit aside and give us a true Clash of the Champions?
Yeah.
Have it be simulcast on TBS and USA.
Yeah,
and
right.
Give us this type of shit.
Yeah.
And then you've got ECW, the TNA, if you will, that could have gotten involved in it. You still had the Japanese promotions. You still had CMLL and AAA.
Yeah.
But instead of it being WWE, AEW, and TNA, it could have been WWF, WCW, and ECW. But they just were so hated and angry with each other that it couldn't happen. And despite Tony Khan and his lack of filter when it comes to the social medias, this still looks like it could be something that legitimately can happen.
Yeah.
What if you could put Violent by Design back together for one night only against the Final Testament?
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True.
If I'm not mistaken,
Well,
let me just
Violent
really
by
quick.
Design, if you're talking about Diener, Eric...
Hold on, Jeff is talking.
Sorry.
Hang on, I was trying to do something. If I'm not mistaken, the top tier were the only ones watching during the Invasion era, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You all have had the opportunity to go back and watch it on, tape or DVD or on the networks or whatever now. But we relived it, man. Like, we lived through all those PWI magazines, Fantasy Warfare, WWE versus WCW, and, NoDQ.com booking the fantasy thing every year because that's what the hell we did. But, man, when Invasion went down, it was like, it was pretty much the WWF versus the WCW power plant with ECW thrown in. And it was like, yeah, but, and I'd have to look at the actual books. Let me be clear on that when I say this. But you can't make me believe that the money wasn't there, regardless of, off-putting people because of ego and pay scale or whatever. You can't convince me the money wasn't there when they threw away how many hundreds of millions of dollars for the XFL during 2001?
Uh-huh.
See, that's the thing, though, is they had just lost all that money. If they hadn't lost that money, they'd have more money to be thrown around.
Yeah.
Well, but what I'm saying is they had a pretty good idea in the middle of 2000. Yes, it was after they announced the XFL. I'll grant them that. But if you and again, I'm going to be a complete corporate shill, ridiculous nightmare here, so forgive me. Nitro by Guy Evans. Get your hands on it. Read it. Because there was a clause in the settlement of the lawsuit that ended up starting because of Hall and Nash not being Diesel and Razor on Nitro and Thunder.
Sure.
Part of that lawsuit settlement was WWF had first crack if WCW ever went up for sale. By the year 2000, writing was kind of on the wall. So the WWF had an inkling that it was going to be a thing.
Right.
And the only thing that was stopping them was the fact that Viacom didn't want their product, being competed with on another network, as far as them having the WWF TV rights and Turner still having the WCW TV rights.
Yep.
But even with that, had they not, pardon me, young lady, blown their wad on spending that money on the XFL, regardless of how much they actually put into it by the start of the season in early 2001, that Invasion could have been so much different if you had Flair, Goldberg, as much as I detest talking about him in a positive way. Sting, all those guys. Like the top stars, no disrespect to either one of them, but the top stars that came over were Booker and Dallas. That's not the way to lead in, especially the way they booked Dallas. Jesus Christ. Booker too, honestly. They booked them both like shit. Here we have an opportunity to get the current top people. When the people don't follow TNA, they'll be like, oh, well, they don't have the big names anymore. They don't fucking need them. A lot of them are still with WWE, and they can cross that line back over and go, you know what? I left this place because of the money, but I miss this place. AJ Styles.
Cody Rhodes.
There's so much potential here.
Yeah.
If the egos can just be pushed to the back burner.
Yeah.
And I know that's difficult because people are people, but you don't have the overpowering craziness ego of Vince McMahon. If you, again, what you hear, I don't know. I met the guy once, whatever.
Same.
And to be fair, we both met him on I met him in a very positive light. You met him out of sheer necessity on his end to freaking cover a PR possible nightmare. Excuse me. I'm trying to express it all night. But there's potential here, is what I was trying to get at. I know I said that started this conversation about 6 hours ago myself, so sorry. But I just feel like this, like you said, Jay, this could really happen, and it's no better place to book it than Las Vegas. Yep. You want a WrestleMania? You want WrestleMania was in '85, the best of the best, the biggest of the biggest, showing up on one night. Fuck, dude! Like I said, the three major companies, New Japan could be involved. All the indie feds that feed into these other companies through working relationships or whatever. This could be the ultimate WrestleMania.
Yeah, and the thing too, think about it like this, Jeff. This couldn't have been a better time, because what I think TKO wants is more competition. So you help the competition at the biggest time of the year and do it in a year-long span, slowly but surely, and ramp it up as each pay-per-view passes. That's how you get eyes on the product. Hell, that's what UFC was starting to do when they actually let people fight for Bellator when it was still around. So
yeah, and to that point, and Walter, you're our UFC guy at the moment. I'm not hearing a whole lot of chatter about UFC since the days of Ronda being Ronda there, since the days of Brock being Brock there, even the days that CM Punk was attracting attention for all the wrong reasons because he's getting his ass kicked. It was still a big media name. I don't hear a lot of that chatter for UFC that I was hearing even, just prior to pandemic and just into it, whereas WWE is getting all that mass media attention.
Yeah, and Ryan, my buddy Ryan. Go ahead, JJ. Sorry.
I was going to say the only time I really hear anything about UFC is when Conor McGregor is going to fight.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
So like Ryan even said it best, and I think it's so apropos. And Walter, I think, can agree with this. You need pro wrestling fans because they will be combat sports fans after the fact. That's usually how it goes. You get into wrestling, then you go into combat sports, drop out of it for a little bit, then you usually come back to wrestling if you have a kid. Usually how that cycle works. So,
and that's the problem. What you guys are saying, you're not hearing about UFC. That's the problem with being the only game in town. And that's why we need this competition. And that's why all you fuckers that keep saying we want AEW to fail. No, the hell we don't. We need this competition. We need that so that the industry as a whole gets better. Because exactly what you guys are saying about UFC, it's the only game in town with MMA, and it gets boring when you do that. Like it really does. You need the rest of it. And then if we do all this, what we're saying, you can show the positive side of social media because we're in this weird social media era. You can use social media to your benefit to make all this happen. It's the one positive of social media. For all the negative we give, you can use it for the positive on this.
Exactly, Walter. Like I said, the three of us were fans when the invasion went down. That whole year of 2001, I think it can be agreed upon. Creative nosedive after WrestleMania. And it really didn't pick back up until that ruthless aggression era really started in the summer of 2002. Now, granted, we had to lose Austin to get that, but around the same time, ROH was picking up steam and TNA launched.
Yeah.
It was a whole new world after that.
Now
before you go, James, I got stepped on by Attila and we cut her off from speaking. I feel I want to make sure she gets to say her piece if she needs to, because that was my bad because I was making my point and then I kind of rambled on and on. So I apologize, Attila.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, to the Violent by Design versus Final Testament thing, you can't have the original Violent by Design because Joe Dorian's still battling cancer. So
I forgot about that. We'll put somebody else in that spot.
Simple solution: get Killian Dane from Sanity over there. That's how.
There you go.
Yeah, but you can't have the original one.
Yeah, but it would be nice. But yeah, God bless Joe. He's still fighting the fight.
Yeah. So to just add what you said, Jeff, as well, is like, I think Walter even mentioned that it's like there's going to be more of this, I think, with TKO wanting to be willing and has been willing. And even The Rock said he's willing to work with other wrestling companies. And I'm sure TKO Group Holdings is willing to work with other MMA companies. I said it as a joke, but don't be surprised if Pride FC launches again. And now you run shows again in Japan. They already launched back up Strikeforce. They could. I think Bellator, even though they're not Bellator anymore, is run by PFK. So there's PFK and there's One Fighting Championship. Don't be surprised if they all get in bed in the MMA world too. This could be a combat sports wide thing as we go along.
But see, to that point, I didn't know Strikeforce relaunched until you said it right now. I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I would have heard that through my news filter even a year ago.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing till right now.
Yep.
Plus, you have the slap thing Dana White does.
Oh, fuck.
No. Noah has so much to say about that.
If the world ends, that needs to be the first fucking thing to go is that shit.
Yeah, Slap needs to die. Which, by the way, even Moist Critical said it best. Like, that's not even actual slap fighting competition. There's actually, there's rules in place. Dana White follows none of them.
Right. It was, and I don't even know why it's still a thing, honestly, because God, Dana's got to be making so much money now, hand over fist being in bed with WWE and TKO now. It's like, what the fuck are we doing, Dana? Knock that shit off. Like, God.
Like, what? We're gonna include Power Slap in the fucking TKO group holdings? I don't think so.
I know one thing. If this Armageddon thing we want happens, can somebody get Mauro Ronaldo to commentate somewhere in here?
Please.
Yes.
Seriously, have him join up with Tom and Matt. I am down for that shit. Absolutely.
Dude, oh my God. Could you imagine? He is with Michael Cole on one side for the WWE and Nigel McGuinness for AEW. God damn that audio trio.
See, I want Mauro on play-by-play, and I don't necessarily want to remove Michael. Michael's earned his seat.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you put Michael next to him as like a second color for the WWE side. You have Michael as WWE, you have Nigel for AEW, you have Mauro for the neutral.
Well, see, but Nigel's not a play-by-play guy. He's a color guy.
He's a color guy, though. And him and
if you're going to have an AEW play-by-play, it needs to be Tony or JR, if JR is healthy enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
which is odd considering we're looking at the end of the road. We want JR back with WWE, obviously, but, you know.
But Tony's become more of a color guy. Excalibur is the lead play-by-play.
But I don't want to
eyes it.
Where did Noah go, by the way? Because he went fully dark.
He's still here.
He's still here.
Now
I
got the lights off.
I think I'm better about Excalibur than I was. Honestly, I just don't like him. His commentary style is what it is. I'm not gonna, I can't shit on it, and more people that are more educated than I put him in a independent Hall of Fame. So I'm definitely the minority, and that's fine. But yeah, Excalibur and Nigel, AEW team. I only want two. I don't need any 3-man booths. Like shit.
Yeah.
I would say, as much as I've enjoyed Tom being the play-by-play guy in Impact TNA, have Mauro sit with Matt Reinhardt, and then have Michael Cole and
bring back Mike Tenay for an event like this.
Yeah.
If Mike's down for it, absolutely. For an event like this, if Mike's down, he didn't seem very like with it with his Hall of Fame thing. He was kind of like there. But for WWE, I definitely Michael Cole in play-by-play chair. As much as people like Pat McAfee, he's almost too much of a gimmick.
Yeah.
He's
like I would say, I think Gravy's earned that spot at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your commentary teams. Have it laid out like the Rumble, where you've got all 6 of them out there, and it'll seem like a lot, but it'll still seem less clusterfucky than 3-man booths.
I remember when WWE did that for the Money in the Bank matches at WrestleMania 23, and they did it surprisingly well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to remember at WrestleMania 23, you had Joey, Styles, and Taz, which, God, that's a great team any day of the week. As gimmicky as Taz was as a wrestler, he on color commentary was always pretty damn good. You had
JBL and Mike Cole.
I was going to say, JBL.
About Forbidden Door. Noah, did you see this? Toni Storm appeared at the Stardom show. She's going to challenge Mina Shakara.
Okay, cool.
No, are you alive, by the way? Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Awesome.
I knew he was.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
Imagine all these companies get together and you do a real draft. Like, there's the draft. Now switch rosters, jumping companies. That's a draft.
If we have a night like that where it all begins again after Mania, like seriously, if the event doesn't implode the world, the draft will.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever did a legit draft like that, it would be a watch-along event, not a post-thing coverage.
Instead of a instead of a faction being on a TV show, they just become like fight camps, like they do in MMA. Oh my god!
Seriously, that would be the greatest ESPN style thing we ever did.
Yeah. Oh my god!
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Right.
Cars under the same sponsors and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be great.
But again, much like in the old classic TV shows, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. We've got literally 2 people that have appeared on NXT TV this week, and all of a sudden we've booked it fucking 10 months out here. Let's all settle the fuck down just a smidge.
and we completely neglected, partially by design, partially because we got so caught up in everything else.
Yes.
The debut of Sexy Red and the fact that she's going to be the host for Battleground.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
God, that's.
I think Sexy Red is the biggest false advertising I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She is not cute whatsoever, and that face tattoo of hers is hideous.
Oof, yeah.
No. Oh no.
Her face looking like a man.
I don't like anything about her.
And again, happy Pride Month, everybody out there watching.
And everything else about her looks like she had to pay for it.
Hey,
ass, fake tits.
Hey, listen. Some people like that.
But you know, I'm just calling it like I see it.
They're hosting in Vegas, so yeah.
To each their own.
Yes.
To each their own. I'm just calling it like I see it.
No, what your thoughts?
I feel like the moniker of Sexy Red is the biggest false advertising I've ever seen.
I agree.
The second maybe only to Carl's Jr.'s tag phrase of if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
That's a lie.
That sounds very sus. Just gonna put that out there.
It's very sus.
Sorry, Attila.
I will say though, her singing Sean's theme with Sean in the car was funny as fuck.
Yeah, it was true. That was true.
That shit was funny, and even Hunter punking on him on Twitter was even better.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't twerking.
I didn't even watch that clip.
Well, yeah, it was on. I think she posted it. She was singing the verse, and then Sean leaned in and joined in on the chorus, doing the female backup, "Sexy boy," and then Triple H quote tweeted and said, "Thank God he wasn't twerking" or something like that. It's like, God damn it, you 2 fucking goobers! I swear to God.
I'd rather you give me Meg Thee Stallion. At least she actually looks like one of the wrestlers.
True.
Right. Jesus Christ.
I think
Sexy Red looks like one of the wrestlers too in the men's division.
In the oh my god! Oh my god!
Run the goddamn, bring the check.
So
she's barely bigger than Noah Dar.
All the booking and all the insulting.
For real though.
All the booking and all the insulting, we completely neglected Noah's point, I think, because Noah hasn't yet to go, I think, on this whole thing.
I was getting there, James.
Sorry.
Noah, good sir. What did you think when you went back and you saw Jordynne Grace and Ethan Page's debut? And do you have any comment regarding Sexy Red?
Where do you want me to start?
How about we start with Jordynne Grace?
Yeah.
What do you want me to talk about?
All right.
It's like one single thought.
First off, I don't watch NXT weekly. I'll just say that. But I've gotten to the point that the highlights do matter. Now, Tuesday, I was fucked up. I was tired of shit. It was a long, stressful day at work dealing with Karens and piss poor technology. That being said, I found out Wednesday from the ATW crew because my phone don't go off unless it's actually of something of matter to me. So when I found out this potential PP, as my friends called it, fuck Eric.
We're such fucking children, I swear.
Fuck Eric Brown for doing that, by the way. Follow him, folks, at DOE Out Entertainment.
PP, baby. Let's go.
I gotta say, I'm still contemplating. I want to have King A-Train on an episode of Open Mic Night.
I agree.
No. You do not need the ACW family part of this madness.
Yes, we do.
Piss me off.
Eric, I'm okay on. I'm okay on. He reminds me too much of Mansfield in certain ways.
Oh yeah.
But Keen A-Train, I think, has got a great style, a great opinion, great sense of humor. I want Keen A-Train to come on an episode.
I agree.
Anyway, so the moment I found out that Jordynne Grace, the TNA Knockouts World Champion, that's how you recognize a world title, fuckers, taking on the NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, that was a did what the fuck moment. Definitely made me had a certain expression on my face. So yeah, that was something special. Now, as far as Sexy Red and the the level of roasting that my friend King did to her, I used to be sort of like this. So NXT is being hosted by the Red Light District. Got it. Continue.
Oh my God!
I mean, it's Vegas.
So yeah, I don't know
That's
what the fuck they brought that person out. But hey, I guess if you want a rap endorsement, you go with the cheapest brand you can. I mean, Def Rebel probably cheaper than her. I don't know. Maybe they are missing it.
And after Battleground, you can find Sexy Red dancing at the Godfather's Club.
Okay, bring that check back. I need more drinks. Thank you. All right, thanks.
Well, that explains her worth. Anyway,
and fuck cheetahs anyway. Whatever.
Anyway, right. Jordynne Grace is extremely.
What the fuck?
What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, Jordynne Grace definitely surprised me confronting Roxanne Perez, but Roxanne being a former Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, taking on the Virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo at one point in a Impact Wrestling ring. I find it kind of cool that the chance that Roxanne could be in a TNA ring. By the way, Roxanne and Deonna, classic. Go watch it back, folks. I'm surprised.
You mean Roxy?
Yes, occurs the previous identity, Roxy. But for those that don't know the past because they don't wish to learn it or are unaware of it, I honor the fact that they know who they are now, but still, fuck WWE name conventions for life. But yeah, I'm excited. This definitely has made me more invested in NXT Battleground, and honestly, this match with Roxanne and Jordynne Grace is right now my most anticipated match to call for the month of June because I love TNA, and I do think NXT Women's Division is the second best right now going. And the fact that Rebecca Quinn even said at one point she would like to be a knockout, there you go. And then thinking about this whole this versus that versus this, TNA versus WWE, Worlds Collide actually meaning something. Anyway.
Something!
I forgot about him almost. Anyway.
I understood that reference.
So, since Noah said all that shit about Sexy Red, I'm just going to say this and speak in Jar Jar Binks for a second. We're going to go to hell, sir, when we die, sir.
No, we're going to die. We already had that stick for him. We're going to die.
And what about Ethan Page?
Ethan Page was one of those that kind of caught me out of nowhere, but again, he's all ego. It's one of those things where, again, when he does something, he makes sure that you are aware of it. The fact that they stopped saying AE, well, I thought was a pretty funny thing, but they had no problem saying TNA earlier, tells me a whole lot, especially with TNA and WWE being under the same umbrella, courtesy of Endeavor. But I mean, again, even Page, if you're bridging this idea of WWE reaching out to other companies where we don't know when, but Julia of Marigold, hosted by Rosie Ogawa underneath Wrestle Universe, the same provider of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT Pro, just spanning out the inner collaboration of the industry even further, can also be potentially involved in this. It's definitely something to behold. And one of the things that TNA needs right now, they need more depth in their knockouts division. And NXT needs more challengers in the men's division. So I think TNA and NXT, particularly, not main roster WWE because they don't know how to get their shit together, can definitely help each other become even more better. I'm all for this. I really am. So it caught me by surprise, and I agree. NXT was the moment of the week. Thus it was the show of the week. There's no denying that. Between the Roxanne Perez and the Jordynne Grace show up and the Casino Gauntlet match, Will Ospreay and Hechicero, you had CMLL, NWW, and AEW all competing, which I thought was really wild and fun, especially when you look at the past connections. Yeah, those are my two biggest takeaways from this week. So I'm looking forward to this. And right now, NXT Battleground definitely has more of my excitement than Clash of the Castle. And Forbidden Door, you need to give me more depth. What's Stardom doing? Is Toni Storm going to take on the title with Mariah May or Mina Shirakawa? What are we doing here? Is Thekla going to come here and try to destroy the Isles? What are we doing here, AEW? Give me somewhere clear.
I just said Toni Storm showed up on Stardom via
that was back in April, my friend. And as far as I know, Mina Shirakawa's got to get through the toxic spider Thekla first in Oedo Tai. She has her own issues. So, again, if you watch Stardom, you know. And I know you don't. So I hold nothing against you. I watch all things wrestling.
And as far as this week, honorable mention also to the AJ Styles copying Mark Henry moment, too. That shit was good.
Yeah, Control C, Control V. I mean, if you don't know the pass, you were caught off guard. If you know the pass, it's like, eh. And again, they don't have any other challenges for Cody. If this means I get I am at Slammiversary, then I'll take back any criticism I have for WWE.
No, I'm trying to tell you. It says that this was an hour ago. They showed the video package an hour ago on Stardom.
Oh, really?
So, so real quick, who is the TNA champion again? I forget. Real quick.
The TNA World Champion.
Yeah, World Champion is still Moose.
Moose
of the system.
Moose.
Yes.
Moose. Or if you watch NXT,
you put some respect on the TNA World Champion, JJ, talking about some football player on a cereal box, hosting some reality show bullshit, can't even lay some boots in the ring next to Moose. Give me a break.
Now you know what though?
What?
At this prohibitive portal, I want Moose and Oba Femi to swing at the Spider-Man meme.
Yes.
Especially on the entrance. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm lost. Hold on, I'm lost in what Noah said.
Oh,
don't worry, he'll figure it out eventually. If he doesn't,
I think he was talking about a flop dollar thing, right?
No, because we don't talk about flop dollar here because he's not worth talking about.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Fuck.
No, I completely missed what he was saying.
What were you saying?
Anyway,
because so many other people were talking too.
That's what happens sometimes.
I was mentioning Moose, and you mentioned something about a football player on a Wheaties box, Noah, which I didn't understand either, to be fair.
That Terry Crews, I think, had a cereal endorsement. I don't know what that guy's doing.
Anyway, I don't know. Okay.
I think he hosts
I think we crossed the wrong portal in the prohibited portals.
Yeah, we ended up in 80s advertising. Speaking of...
For once in Open My Night History, I caught JJ off guard. There's a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
JJ,
the bottom line is this. Your NXT is finally far more interesting to me, to the point I am going to watch Stevie Turner versus Jordynne Grace next week. Because Stevie Turner is formerly involved in NXT UK and Rev Pro, and she's done jack shit for the longest period of time. So her versus Jordynne Grace should be a good match.
I love how the headphones look like Noah's one eyepiece looking at JJ when he talks. I think it's funnier than fuck.
He does look like it. Does look like an eye is staring at.
He looks like he's part of Daft Punk, the band.
That's my shit right there.
I know.
They broke up. It still pisses me off.
Hey, I was gonna say, Noah, can you do your best auto-tune impression and say "Around the World" real quick?
You want me to just say "Around the World"?
Yeah, that's all.
That's all they say.
For 7 minutes, all it says is "Around the World." What? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do listen.
And we're back at status quo. We broke a Noah instead. Now, very good. Okay,
look. First off,
we've gone around the horn.
First off, I don't auto-tune myself. Secondly, I'm gonna go listen to that song now as JJ continues to take over the show. Bottom line, JJ, NXT Battlegrounds is the most interesting show right now for me this entire month of June.
Ooh.
Wow.
Only because of and fuck Sexy Red.
Well, I think that's the idea in Vegas. But anyway.
Oh my God. I don't think we
you know what? I'm not going there.
That's okay. Somebody else will. It's Vegas.
Yeah, true. That's a one-night stand that I'm sure someone's going to pay for.
Oh my God.
No thanks.
Just not Paul Heyman this time. Anyway.
Sure about that?
No. He's single again.
For Mikey's way.
Shit. I am not trying that shit again. That was a one and done, man.
If Missy Hyatt and JR can have a moment, then I'm
I didn't want to. Oh! Why are we bringing that up? God damn.
I love during all this freaking discussion, we got Emmanuel to be like, "I'm gonna give another membership." Thank you, Emmanuel, for the new membership.
Emmanuel has been a member for over a year now. What's more compelling, Forbidden Door or Worlds Collide if it happens? I would say right now, if it happens, it would be Worlds Collide.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
As great a match on paper is Swerve versus Ospreay, it's not a forbidden match. You've got two AEW guys.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but that's what it is. The luster's off that name.
Accurate. Mm-hmm. Accurate. I mean, hell, last year was Sonata versus that guy. And then the previous year was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jon Moxley.
And Tanahashi versus Moxley was a fucking banger. And it was good. And it was a forbidden thing because, yes, Moxley worked for New Japan, but he was primarily an AEW guy.
And it's for the AEW World Championship.
Exactly.
Oh, it just occurred to me that the IWGP World Champion's an AEW guy, and they're probably going to run back Naito versus him.
Well, they gotta get past run eliminator matches first. That don't mean fuck.
Well, I mean, they got the tag title, the never title. I need Ishii and Konosuke Takeshita somehow, some way. I'm just saying.
All I know is I hope I see my Australian boys DK.
Well, the thing with this is, like, for me, I always envisioned Forbidden Door as being like a glorified Clash of the Champions, company versus company, title versus title.
Yep.
No,
non-title matches, but like champion versus champion.
Yeah, I get that.
And it hasn't been for the most part.
It should be, but it hasn't been. I mean, Stephanie Valkyria versus Mercedes Moné, CMLL versus AEW. I'm hoping that's just a one-on-one. They don't need to involve titles.
Now, but you know what, though? I can see him running it back for the New Japan title. That way, Mercedes gets the belt she should have won last year.
But then you have Mercedes Moné as a double champion.
Yeah, I can see them doing that.
See, but I'm one of the few that didn't have a problem with that.
I agree.
It's one of those things I just don't think a double champion sometimes is necessary. Go ahead, JJ.
If history shows us anything, she'll lose those belts in her first defenses.
Shit.
Well, I don't know if history tends to repeat.
What you get for letting me go?
But again, there's a lot of this versus that this month in the wrestling business, and it's extremely exciting.
Yes.
Yes. We're back on the schedule. We've got every company has a watch along. WWE too, if you count NXT as a separate thing. But we've got every brand with a watch along this month. I'm fucking here for it.
Let's fucking go. That's professional wrestling, damn it.
I love it. And if Dominion wasn't on at such an ungodly hour, I'd say cover that, but I ain't getting up. I need sleep.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I give you that. Plus, the main event is the main event is John Moxley versus Evil. Fuck that match.
Oh my God. Ugh, yeah.
I was going to say, if Noah wants to do it and if James wants to produce it, we can still make that happen. Doesn't mean that either one of us has to be for it.
Real quick, just to confirm this, Noah, you said Evil was in the main event?
Yes.
Okay, nope.
Yeah, like I really give a fuck all about House of Torture.
No. Nobody gives a fuck about House of Torture.
If our new
because you're not quite evil enough. But it's true.
God damn it, JJ.
Evil. You're semi-evil. You're the margarine of evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil. Just 1 calorie, not evil enough.
God damn it.
How dare you!
I love you still have that queued up. You wrong for that, but yet so right. I'm okay with it.
Old favorite movie trilogy. How dare you?
That's great.
Okay, that's not the only thing I still have queued up.
Oh, no.
Throw up that Chase U, brother.
Okay,
This
is
is
never
suck.
gonna happen again. So you better enjoy it for the 2 seconds that it's actually here. Ugh. And also, congratulations, Pia. Great win.
Yeah.
Right, enough of that. Tell you this much: the next lane, if you think I'm actually gonna get a Chase U shirt and wear it during one of these streams, that'll be the day Pia Hell becomes NXT Women's Champion, which is never.
Okay, you guys heard it. No one will get a Chase U shirt.
No one got proof of that. No, that's not. No one got proof of that. No one's got proof. No one's gonna remember this.
Insert
no one's
foot.
Stamp it. No
Here's
one's gonna-
mouth. Insert foot.
Hold on, Walter. No one's gonna remember that.
No.
James, clip it.
Fuck. It got clipped.
The best part's the ending. Fuck. Oh, he's back.
They
Oh,
don't
no.
come back
Oh,
to the
no.
light.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming in the light to shed the darkness because he's mad.
You all suck.
Yes.
And he's gone again. And there he goes again.
Noah's
We done
sitting there,
this.
Noah's sitting there through both those clips, just like,
What the fuck?
There you go. Hey, Noah, we suck? We know. True that.
By the way, whether he resigns or not, shouts to the WWE Universe for doing the You Suck chant at Chad Gable. That made my fucking week.
That was so good. I love that.
That was so good.
The fact that he's actually becoming the prototypical Kurt Angle is brilliant.
Made my day.
Anyway.
God, please re-sign him. Seriously, don't let him get away. God
Now-
damn.
Now, since we mentioned Chad Gable, and I could actually pitch to JJ to go to an ad. Thank you.
Did I actually do that?
All right.
I'll be doing this.
Death.
now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
I love how it was just fucking instant. That was great.
Gary Hebert, the man, the myth, the legend. I was amazed, and I was looking to become a better skater myself, and I wanted to be like Gary.
When you look at a guy like this, he's one of the most talented people in his profession. He's been given gifts by God.
It can get frustrating at times when you're trying things that, that maybe don't come as quickly to you as other things. And, you never really felt that sense of frustration with Gary. It was always about improvement and positive reinforcement.
Was it really the end? Was that head injury really the end? God has called Gary to continue to be a blessing to others and to be a passionate example.
My name is Gary Hebert, and this is the World Academy of Hockey, otherwise known as the Inside Edge.
I would recommend anybody that have a chance to come to his hockey school. I think it'd be well worth it. It'd be rewarding to all the kids and anyone he coaches, from whether it's an adult, a professional player, to a little kid like a Mike or a Squirt.
Gary, from day one, has been instrumental to my hockey career. I started out as a potential Division III player, and Gary brought me single-handedly through high school and into a top Division I prospect. I owe it all to Gary, the biggest legend on and off ice there's ever been.
Listen, watch, learn, be confident, and have faith. Those are the answers I was brought to. Yet, I only now am really learning how truly important those 5 things are.
Through preparation, through appropriate thoughtfulness and thinking, we can learn to untie the typical knots between our ears that drive us into underachievement and underperformance. And lo and behold, we can learn, I think, to fulfill our God-given potential.
Gary has the innate ability to make people not only better players, but better people. The life lessons they learn from Gary are incredible.
I can always remember leaving that rink knowing as a player I got better, or I had something to improve on to get better. And I think that's what you excelled on as a coach, is giving us the knowledge to know what we needed to do to get better.
There's coaches who know the game, but can you communicate and create passion in your kids and in your players? And Gary's able to do that.
Gary's got great knowledge and the great hands, but more importantly, his ability to connect with people and care for them. His communication skills, to me, really stand out and separate him, and that's why he's one of the best, in the world.
Gary's a legend. He's a special, special man.
So, despite all the jokes we have made about it, the documentary is getting progress. I can say that because Jeff and JJ have actually seen proof. So, there you go.
Yes, it does exist.
What does Noah's thing say now?
A Daft Punk fan for life. Oh, he's listening to Around the World, isn't he?
Nice. There you go.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and begin the show so that we can get out of here.
Yes.
Focus, James.
Sorry, Noah, unmuting and hearing that threw me off.
We saw him in the chat room earlier and he super chatted. Make sure you follow the Cleveland combatant, the Meltzer of the multiverse, Josh Mansfield, at Walking Hymnal on Twitter, at Mellowmangram on Instagram. He was not here this evening because he is camping, but he said he will be back next week. Follow Big Baller G on TikTok, Big Baller G 1988 on the Twitter, NoDQ_ Big Baller G on Insta and Threads, NoDQ_ Big Baller G 1988 Datilla.
Sorry, I was muted.
No, you were on your promo. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at @Giselle_. You check my YouTube channel, Rangers of Wrestling. I was at Comic Palooza this past weekend, and unfortunately, I was not allowed to record John Cena's panel, but I did upload his entrance to the panel. If you guys want to check that out. And then I did go to Dynamite this past week, so make sure you check out some clips. And yeah, I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturday, Sundays, and for all things TNA, you can check me out on Body Slam every Thursday.
There you go.
Why would people want to check out a video of an entrance of people they can't see?
It was a great picture. You looked great, but like you would just stand there with your arm around. It was just
Standing there with,
Yeah, I was about to say he was very invisible, and it looked like you were holding somebody, but not really. So,
and not for nothing on the reel, that belt looks as expensive as it is.
yeah, exactly. Especially when you can't see it on anybody that's holding it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
That belt definitely set you back. I know it did because I know how much it originally cost, and now you got a signature on it. God bless you.
Yes, exactly.
I got it on sale.
What was that?
That was the belt they put out for his 20th anniversary of the company.
Yes.
That really, really, really gaudy spinner. Like we thought the championships were the U.S. and the World Championships were the gaudy. Oh no.
No.
This one was tricked the fuck out. I'll show it to you later, brother. It is a sight.
If I didn't put it away back in its packaging, I would show it to you guys, but I don't want to take it out.
And they are heavy as fuck compared to the other belts. Like that thing, like it costs so much because it weighs so goddamn.
Yeah, my shoulder was hurting.
I believe it. Man. And having to carry it by yourself because the person you went to see wasn't even there to help you carry it. What a fucking asshole.
Where did he go? Like he just decided to disappear. He decided to do his taunt and then poof, gone.
No showed.
He's not Sabu. On the real, it's always good to see our buddy John, and it's good he's still out there doing his thing. Hopefully he gets his did he actually have a match this year yet?
Yes, technically. Raw.
Well, did he actually have a pinfall, or did he just appear at the end of that shenanigans?
He had the pinfall, I believe.
Okay.
In that Raw match.
After Mania. The Raw after Mania.
Oh, that's right. Team Without Some Truth. That's right. I forgot about that. Okay, never mind.
It's understandable because again, you can't fucking see the dude. So
Sam Irvin saw him. She was loving the shit out of announcing him. So
his childhood hero.
Yeah. What the fuck, man?
I'd forgotten. My bad for both Ron and Mike and John for that. That's my bad.
Even though R-Truth is like a decade older, he still got to team with his childhood hero.
There you go.
It's funny.
I think it's Ron's memories prior to getting started on the weed that he's remembering John as a boyhood hero because he's been so fucked up for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Sure.
Love Ron, but let's be real.
R-Truth was wrestling in NWA Wildside when Cena was still in UPW at Ultimate University.
Like literally pre-prototype John Cena. Killings was still wrestling in Wildside.
Wow.
Like he was K-Quick before Cena debuted.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
And they're both still working. Ron on the regular. These are not mortal men. Those two and Billy Gunn are going to outlive everybody. It's going to be those three, Keith Richards and the fucking Cockroaches when the world ends on April 20th next year, apparently.
And Twinkies.
And Twinkies. All the Twinkies.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them eat Twinkies, so they're going to starve to fuck it.
Walter.
You can follow me on X at Walter Alex Cruz. The business Instagram, as I say. I don't know why JJ gets a kick out when I say the business Instagram. But Cal Fire, and then at YouTube, at Rage of Wrestling, where you can go on demand to see the watch along of 5302. And then the next one is June 29th, the day after my birthday, with Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler on that Saturday, which, like I said, I did it 10:30 today. I'm going to do it like 10:15 because they talk too damn much at the UFC. You pay for a pay-per-view and it's all these damn videos and talking. You don't get a first fight until 30 minutes into the damn thing.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Thanks.
It's going to be a decent fight, not going to lie. Unlike the Tyson freaking Jake Paul fight that, wow, it got delayed. I can't believe it.
Oh, my God.
Notice my shot.
Emergency, a plane emergency or something.
The many faces
medical
of
emergency on a plane.
The many faces of Jeff Meacham when he's shocked.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right. You can follow me on the socials, Instagram, The Renegade JJ Williams, Twitter, ROWJJ Williams, YouTube, Casa D18 Studios.
Yes.
Follow your barkeeps on Facebook, Dory Lou Hathaway and Mike Caldwell. On Twitter, Hathaway Lou and LB Statkid 1977. On Instagram, Dory Lou and Statboy13. Follow our friend at the Greg Cherry Brand on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, Greg Cherry Brand. I just saw a post on Facebook that he is going to be using his Facebook more to try to generate interactivity and everything, because he's got more people on Twitter, but nobody ever interacts on his posts. So
so he's turning to Meta for help.
Yes, indeed. Indubitably.
It's gonna be a fun couple of weeks in the Greg Cherry Brand here for the month, actually, and I'll get more of that later.
Ah, there you go.
James.
As far as me goes, you can find me.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm doing the Eminem thing again.
On the Facebook at James Hebert, and on Twitter and YouTube at JameSide95. I do really cool and dumb things on the internet. Go check it out.
So yeah, check that out. Gary Hebert trailers. You get the QR codes. You know what to do there. There's one, and then here's dos. There you go. Check them out. Watch them. It's fun. Great stuff.
For what it's worth, Eminem came back before your documentary premiered. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, no,
Slim Shady came back.
Shady
came back before you fucking documentary premiered.
Rapped with Eminem. I now we finally saw Slim Shady and Eminem in the same place. It's great.
That was a damn good video. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm the biggest overall M fan, but that shit was pretty fun.
Bro, I've always been an M fan. Noah,
can you hear me?
Around the world, around the world.
Hey, copyright.
What happening? Oh, right.
Noah, save that for karaoke night.
Fuck karaoke. Daft Punk don't do karaoke. Daft Punk keeps things simple with technical synthwave synergy. What the fuck do you want from me?
But that song was the 90s, right? So when we do 90s karaoke, you can have someone pay you to sing Around the World.
That's right.
I'll just say it because, shoot, 3 words. Who knew you could make a song with just 3 words? Actually, super simple. Yeah, Twitter, YouTube, the Twix, X, whatever the fuck you call it. N5 1916. Leagues, predictions, forums, etc. I'm barely social as it is. So, yeah, follow me there. City predicting the next one Thursday Eve, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. NXT Battleground, and then we got our watch along this weekend, I believe.
We'll get there
Sunday at the trailer show. So again, get sleep, protect your mentality, just your life, and enjoy wrestling. And Daft Punk for life, as you were.
Amen.
What time is Battleground on Sunday? Is it in the morning?
We'll get there.
Today. And Noah, you see him? Oh, he's back.
At last he's seen the light.
You see, I love how he just said fuck everything else. You can see a little light, like
I see a little dot and it represents Noah. You know, hang on, wait for it. Hang on. I see the dot and it represents the faster. Follow the bouncing ball. Like a fucking Disney sing along. Follow the bouncing ball.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche, will you do the fun? Done. Hey. He wanted WrestleMania over Chris Jericho. I'm putting that motherfucker over till the end of time. I don't give a shit.
Always.
Dirty Dango for life, motherfuckers.
All right, Jeff.
All right, here we go. Hang on.
For the hot tag so that you can start.
All right, hot tag. Here we go.
Okay, so you guys
start
gotta
running through shit.
All right. So if you missed this yesterday, we actually had a pretty good show. We did it under an hour and a half. I was proud of our goddamn selves. but we talked about the top 10 matches contested for the WWE Intercontinental Championship in its 45th anniversary year since 1979. So please go back and check that out. I enjoyed it. JJ enjoyed it. We had like a fuck ton of people on a Friday afternoon. It was actually pretty cool. So please go back and check it out if you missed it, because a good time was had by all, at least in my opinion.
There you go.
That was yesterday. Of course, we're doing open mic night tonight. Tomorrow, we will have my return to the No DQ review. That'll be 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, over on the NoDQ.com YouTube. I believe they also broadcast that on Facebook and Twitter, but don't quote me because I don't know for sure. Monday instead of Tuesday at a special time also, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, we'll be live with Stat Boy Sports Bar. Thank you to the Spark for fucking up our week, you assholes. Appreciate that very much, because it totally luckily for you, the kid isn't here. I don't have to worry about my scheduling too badly, but since he will be on Monday, I will be on Tuesday with Meet Your Musings at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, just prior to NXT for you East Coast kids. Same thing with pre-Dynamite. As always, the Greg Cherry Show. This week's special guest interview will be the lovely Canary. You can find her on Twitter and other social media. We'll get into an interview with her on Wednesday. Also, I can tell you guys here and now that at the end of the month on Jack of All Trades, one of the participants will be a former title holder from WWE's past.
Ooh.
Greg is touting it as the biggest guest in Jack of All Trades in Greg Cherry brand history.
Ooh.
And even I, nor Maddie, knows what that man has planned. He refuses to divulge information, no matter how much torture we inflict on him, because having to talk to me is torture enough, and it doesn't work. So
I'm gonna watch that show now.
June 27th, I will. It depends on what time he goes live. I still don't know that. I'll either be en route to or at the Bourbon Room already with the Garcia twins. So I'll see if I can at least pop in with an awesome background. Now, speaking of Thursdays, June 6th will be NXT Battleground on Simply Predicting with Noah, JJ, and company. And that'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern, again, 4 Pacific, on the Casa Studios and the Simple Man brand. Next Saturday.
Make sure that I'm there for that, since I'm going to miss the PLE.
Yes. And of course, on Saturday, Noah's favorite day of the quarter, because we will be going live in our usual 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific time slot next Saturday, June 8th, with 80s karaoke. JJ, before we move on to the next show, what do we have on the wheel for him, boy?
Well, since you asked, let me go ahead and share screen.
In that case, I will do my superhero Melvin intro when it pops up.
The wheel.
He's
Find
pulling
it
up
here. 80s.
Here we go.
Share.
Wait for it. Wait
Full screen.
for it. Oh.
Back and the cloud.
Da-da-da!
So we have male artist, movie soundtrack, one-hit wonder, rap hip-hop, TV theme,
Inspector
female
Gadget.
artist, pop, rock, country, R&B, hair metal, and Weird Al. Yes,
Al
we
just
have
don't
given
slack.
Weird Al his very own category, because in the 80s, fuck yes, he deserves it.
I agree firmly.
And just so we're clear in the
So-
chat room, unfortunately, Amish Paradise is the 90s.
That's
Yes.
true.
So can't do that one. But
Yes.
the 80s was
But-
still gold.
Eat It, Fat, I Lost on Jeopardy, I Want a New Duck, Like a Surgeon, The Ryer, the Kaiser, the Beverly Hillbillies theme that he did to Money for Nothing,
Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
Addicted to Spuds, all of that shit. I think I'm a clone now, which I swear to God, I always thought that there should be a fan-made video from episode 2 Attack of the Clones with
Yes!
that song scoring it.
Hey, real quick. I take offense to the Spud song. I'm Spud.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
And
dude,
and as
like-
much as he tries, Noah will not be running so far away from this show.
Oh no, Walter and JJ are gonna be at it again. No.
just remember, Noah, we will all have the time of our life, and we owe it all to you.
Yes, we do.
He wishes he could go hide down in Kokomo, but it just will not be successful.
That's where he wants to go. Way down to Kokomo.
We keep poking the bear of Noah Foster like this. He's going to become a Hellraiser.
I stopped because I had to wear a suit behind doing this last time.
Right. And that's all, of course, next Saturday in this time slot because we're just gluttons for punishment late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then next Sunday, of course.
Go back to that real quick, or take it down. The reason we're doing that,
right?
Because that was originally supposed to be on June 15th.
Yes.
The reason we've bumped it up is because we now have a double feature on June 15th that we're doing for watch-alongs. Plus, I have to be in work the following day on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So we moved it up a week. That way it was a non-watch-along week or non-watch-along day because Battleground is the next day.
Yes.
And I don't have to be to work until like 1 or 2 the day after.
Right.
So we can do our normal overrun if necessary and everything, and it not affect anything way too much. So that's why we went and moved it up for the people out there that may be wondering, because not only do we have Clash at the Castle now on June 15th, but we will be covering MPW Summer Lovin' with the main event of Izzy Moreno versus Tiffany Nieves.
Yes. And that's all, of course, as we said, 2 weeks from now. And that's why we're having a regular open mic night, because despite belief and apparent appearances to the contrary, we do enjoy our sleep around here within the multiverse media.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
We
just don't show it very often.
There will definitely be no rest for the weary that day, because Clash at the Castle is going to have us up going at like 9 or 10 in the morning West Coast time.
Yep.
And then Summer 11 kicks off at 4 o'clock West Coast time, 7 o'clock Eastern. And with any luck, that'll be over just in time for normal start time for open mic night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
with any luck, Summer 11 will give us a blast of adrenaline.
It came at you so fast.
Now, see, she knows that one. God damn it. That's okay. We still love you anyway. Because Grease is awesome. I love me some Grease. So
who doesn't like
I've actually never seen Grease. I just know the song.
And you just screwed it all up.
Whoa. She screwed the push bed. The whole thing clipped on me. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now,
you said you've never seen Grease?
Yes.
Go do your homework, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Yes, you will eat the Russo for that. Okay, now. Okay, I'm going to try to promote the watch along one more time. We'll see if it actually goes through.
Go for it.
Next Sunday, NXT Battleground, 7 o'clock Eastern Part Pacific, live from Las Vegas and the UFC Apex. Jesus Christ. I knew I'd fuck it up. That's okay. We'll be on with 7 o'clock Eastern Part Pacific with Noah and Walter on the commentary. Yes? Very cool. All right, James, JJ, of course.
Maybe Attila can pipe in and join in for the Jordan Grace match.
There you go. What the fuck is happening on Noah's screen? What is happening?
Oh, Jesus.
We fucking broke James. What in the fuck?
I made one little reference earlier to go to this.
Jesus. What? It's Attila's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Wow. Damn. All right. Well, while James tries to unbreak himself, unbreak his heart and his laugh. No, jeez, he's wheezing. We have issues. Okay. Fuck.
Maybe I'll make an
like, you're gonna get to the point of like the intro where you're just like,
right. James, okay, you have to breathe in, then out, brother.
I know.
I know it's a movie. You know, it's a cartoon character. But I'm waiting to see this fucker die like one of the weasels from Roger Rabbit.
Right?
Oh, crying.
Oh, you mean when he's like...
laughter.
Oh, yeah. Right? Night of laughter.
Remind me, by the way, totally off topic before I go into the shows for the rest of the watch-alongs. JJ earlier today sent me a lost clip that I didn't even know myself existed of original recordings with Paul Rubens doing the voice of Roger Rabbit. I was like, fuck me.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? No disrespect to Charles Fleischer, because he is Roger Rabbit, right? But damn it, Paul Rubens as Roger Rabbit. I would have been in the theater for that. 5 years old or not. Fuck.
You know, a little off topic, but have you guys ever seen, like, it's like the storyboard of Shrek, but with Chris Farley as the voice?
Yes.
He was originally supposed to be the voice.
Man, I honestly think Mike Myers took that job just to tribute Chris, because everybody loved Chris so much on SNL and throughout their lives. So, but yeah, it would have been a different take for sure.
And in honor of Chris Farley, this was right before he went into a van down by the river and tried to get back on the right track.
That's it. No kidding. And as we're trying to get back on the right track, after, of course, Battleground, we have the entire rest of this year, which is now increased by 2 more events, thanks to Summer 11 and Crown Jewel being added last week during King and Queen of the Ring. And then, of course, we get into WrestleMania, April 19th and 20th, where we've literally booked the end of the world. So SummerSlam's not going to happen in 2026 at this point, because the world's going to fucking end in Vegas in April. But if it happens to survive, we'll be covering the show August 1st and 2nd, the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, live from the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. I'm sure we'll have some people on the ground because the multiverse extends all throughout whatever's left of the world after WrestleMania 2025.
Exactly.
I think that's it for the shills.
So there we go.
There you
go.
Wow.
So how do we get Noah back on? How do we get
here he did his, matrix mentality and everything. So I think we just end the show with his screen being the end screen and just say fuck it.
Yeah, we'll have Noah also sing Around the World to take us out. No.
If he wants to.
I was going to say, Noah, if you're still there, unmute yourself and do Around the World as we get out of here.
Noah.
It's acapella, so you won't get in trouble.
Before he goes, Jeff, you missed the opportunity to say that Jeff Meacham Network extends around the world, and then it could have landed.
Well, I could lead it into it. Noah, get ready to unmute yourself. The Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, gets ready to extend. Noah, unmute.
Around the world, around the world,
around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.